Yes, yes, I am here.
ठीक है. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Respected Honorable President SAMS, Dr. Avinash Bhosle, Vice President Dr. Karne sir, President-elect Dr. Rajesh Tagadpalli sir, Honorary Treasurer Dr. Sachin Chandolkar, SAMS Newsletter Editor Dr. Shilpa Tivaskar, today's invited esteemed faculty Dr. Sandeep Kate sir and Dr. Nita Deshpande madam, the most dynamic chairpersons of today's webinar, Dr. Aparna Budkar and Dr. Aarti Patwa Jawar madam, all national GC, then advisory members of SAMS, past office bearers of SAMS and Maharashtra State Chapter of ISA, then President and Secretary of all city branches, GC member of SAMS, and all senior faculties which have joined today, and my dear ISCNs. I welcome you all in today's SAMS curriculum webinar on Fuel Your Body, Feed Your Soul, and Focus Your Mind on the preview of the most auspicious festival of harvesting. Wishing you all the happy Pongal, happy Lodi, happy Bihu, happy Makar Sankranti. तिळाची उब लाभो तुम्हाला, गुळाचा गोडवा येवो जीवनाला. यशाची पतंग उडवो गगनावरती, गुळातला गोडवा ओठावर येऊ दे, मनातील कडवटपणा बाहेर पडू दे. बरं का मंडळी, तिळगुळ घ्या आणि गोडबोड बोला. With the blessings of Ma Saraswati and the rays of divine light, let's start the today's webinar. Now I request our president to deliver his welcome address.
Okay, thank you, Sheetal. Good evening, and I welcome you all on behalf of SAMS to this non-academic webinar. Wish you a happy Makar Sankranti. Bhogi is the first day of the Sankranti, symbolizing the renewal and fresh start. To remove negativity and welcoming prosperity and the new year with positivity. So let us start this year with our own health. आरोग्य धनसंपदा हे आपल्या सर्वांना माहितच आहे. आपण सगळ्यांना सांगतो पण आपणच ते पाळत नाही. बट वी ऑफन प्रायोरिटाइज आवर पेशंट्स हेल्थ बट निग्लेक्ट आवर ओन वेल बीइंग. In various studies, it is evident that doctor's life is reduced by 15 years than others. Anesthesiologists are more susceptible than other doctors. When you write down patient is fit for anesthesia, do you ever ask yourself, am I fit for this case as a patient, not as an anesthesiologist? Exercise, diet, sleep are indeed the three pillars of health. आपण त्याला आरोग्याची त्रिसूत्री म्हणतो. These are the keys to longevity and happiness that we all desire. As the healthcare professionals, we must lead by example and prioritize self-care. Let us work harder on ourselves than we do on our jobs and inspire others to do the same. डॉक्टर निरोगी राहिला तरच समाजही निरोगी राहील. It's not doing a strenuous exercise and a strict diet when we are already always in state. But it is just a small changes in our lifestyle and habits that can make a big difference. So let us hear from our renowned speakers and chairperson on this crucial topic. Thank you very much. Over to Sheetal.
Today we have with us two dynamic ladies as the chairperson. Let's have a small clip before introducing both the chairperson. सर दिसतेय का?
नाही
नाही दिसत नाही, हल्लेली नाही, स्लाइड पुढे जाऊ दे.
ठीक आहे, मी ना एक स्टॉप करून करते. सर दिसतेय ना?
हा दिसते, आवाज पण येतो.
Hello. Now I request Dr. Vikas Karne sir to introduce our today's first chairperson, Dr. Aparna Budkar.
Good evening to everyone. Thank you, Sheetal madam. And it's going to be a wonderful evening for all of us. We have fitness icons with us. So if we go by the concept of today's webinar, we are looking at a fit body, and for which we need a fitter mind, a soul which is calm and controlled. And we are really privileged to have Dr. Aparna Budkar madam, who is a retired practicing anesthesiologist, but actively working as a faculty for Art of Living organization. As we just saw, she has conducted numerous sessions for doctors, for medical students, police, Indian Navy, paramedics, hospital admin, different Rotary clubs and schools, and she has been spreading a lot of awareness and training for art of living activities and Sudarshan Kriya. Uh, She has also conducted such sessions for patients, especially for patients suffering from Parkinson's disease, end-stage renal disease, and the cancer patients. She has also been interviewed for the same on ABP Maza on spirituality in times of crisis. She has received President Appreciation Award in 2022 from President of Maharashtra State Chapter of Indian Society of Anesthesiologists for relieving stress of anesthesiologists. And she has also written articles on benefits of Sudarshan Kriya in MISA newsletter and also Vapor, which is a newsletter of National ISA. So we are really glad to have you, madam, and welcome to today's webinar.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Avinash Bhosle sir to introduce another chairperson, Dr. Arati Patwa Jawar ma'am.
हॅलो, गुड इव्हनिंग. आपण ऑलरेडी आत्ताच व्हिडिओ बघितल्यात आणि त्यात आरतीने जे काही कुठल्या कुठल्या स्पोर्ट्समध्ये भाग घेतला, तसंच तिने आता नुकतीच 100 किलोमीटर रन सुद्धा पूर्ण केले. त्यामुळे आय फर्स्ट कॉंग्रॅच्युलेट हर. इट्स माय प्लेजर टू इंट्रोड्यूस हर. शी इज MBBS DA anesthesiologist at Vivekanand Super Specialty Hospital, Latur. She conducted many programs for public awareness on CPR, menstrual cup awareness, and health and fitness. Known as Latur Express. She is well known as a Latur Express, which is now Indian Express, known as a runner girl for advanced asanas in yoga. She had counted among one of the fastest long distance runner. In June, she completed world's oldest and toughest hill ultra marathon in South Africa, 90-kilometer distance in only 8 hours and 37 minutes. She won Bill Rowan Medal and honored as the fastest Indian female in Comrades 2025. She received many prizes in many half, full marathon and ultra marathon like Tata Mumbai Marathon, Ladakh Marathon, Lonavala Tata Ultra Marathon, and I think she forgotten to mention Satara Hill Marathon also. She represented India at international level. She selected in Team India by Athletic Federation of India for Asia Oceania 100-kilometer championship at Bangkok, and she was third and won bronze medal. So I welcome Dr. Arati. Hello.
Hello. Welcome. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Now
sir.
I request. Hello. Hello, ma'am.
Continue, please. Please, Sheetal, continue.
Now I request our president to introduce today's topic.
It is already I discussed and introduced today's topic. We will go to the next introduction of speakers.
Now today we have a very eminent faculty from Satara itself. So I request Dr. Sachin Chandurkar to introduce our faculty. Hello, Sachin.
Good evening, madam. Good evening, all.
Good
I
evening.
welcome
Please.
Dr. Sandeep Suryakant Kate, sir. He did a MS and DNB in general surgery. He's a surgeon by profession and fitness evangelist by passion. Owner and practicing at Surya Prabha Pile Specialty Center, Satara since last 21 years. Sir, I am founder and chief believer of Satara Runners Foundation, which organizes the Satara Hill Half Marathon since 2012. Avid runner, finished dozens of full and half marathons. Finished the Comrades Ultra Marathon in South Africa, 90 kilometers, 4 times. Sir did a gold medalist in 50 plus age groups of ICN Goa Super Show. And he's a natural physics competition held on 27 November 2025. He also booked one book in Marathi, Marathoncha, world's first Marathi book about marathon, and also its English version, A to Z of marathon. Sir, we all SAMS Dr. Vero welcomes you.
Thank you, Dr. Sachin. Now I request sir to deliberate it.
Okay, so should I start my topic?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
you can
yes,
share.
please.
Pardon me for the funny way I'm looking, because I chose to wear this instead of a formal dress, because I wanted to show off my physique also. Because in keeping with the topic of today's discussion, I wanted to start off by showing a video, a very short video. So let me share my screen to let the audience understand the kind of things that I do and why I have been invited as a speaker today. Volume. Stop sharing. So that was just a quick. I hope you were able to see the short video that I just showed. Disla na
Yes,
tumhala?
sir.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Oh,
So the idea was to give an idea about what all things I do apart from being a doctor, for which I am not much known. म्हणजे डॉक्टर म्हणून मला जेवढे लोक ओळखतात त्यापेक्षा जास्त ते फिटनेसच्या बाबतीमध्ये लोक जास्त मला ओळखतात. आणि आनंदाची गोष्ट अशी आहे की जे आता ऑडियन्स आहेत त्यात सुद्धा असे लोक आहेत. Even the organizers, Dr. Avinash Bhosle sir himself, your president, he is also a very fit person. I look up to him very much. So he also, in spite of being such a busy professional, Dr. Arti Patwa madam यांचं आपण आता ऐकलं, त्यांचं सुद्धा फिटनेस मध्ये एवढं अचीवमेंट आहे. सो लॉट ऑफ गुड अँड people to whom I also look up to, अशी लोक आपल्यासोबत आहेत. So it's a privilege to be here. Thank you for inviting me here. So rather than just talk about the usual things, fitness म्हटलं की आपण डाएट फिटनेस या गोष्टी आजकाल बऱ्याच ठिकाणी ऐकायला मिळतात. आपल्याकडे सोशल मीडिया अँड एव्हरीवेअर द सेम थिंग इज बिंग रिपीटेड ऑल ओव्हर अगेन. But the focus of my talk today, I thought that I should speak more about something which is usually not spoken about. So we talk about cardiovascular fitness, we talk about walking, running, diet, and all of these things. And we tend to focus on things like blood cholesterol and body weight. आपलं वजन किती आहे, कोलेस्ट्रॉल किती आहे, ब्लड प्रेशर किती आहे, how is our liver health, how is our किडनीज चांगल्या आहेत का आपल्या, हे सगळ्या गोष्टी डिस्कस होतात. बट वी नेवर टॉक अबाउट वन पर्टिक्युलर ऑर्गन विच इज दी मसल. सो इन माय ओपिनियन वी शुड ऑल्सो कन्सिडर दी मसल ॲज अन इम्पॉर्टंट ऑर्गन ऑफ अवर बॉडी. आपण अनाटॉमी वाचताना मसल इतकं आपल्या बॉडीचं मोठा मेजर पार्ट आहे. सगळ्यात जास्त डिफिकल्ट आपल्याला ना मसलचे ओरिजिन इन्सर्शन करताना खूप डिफिकल्टी यायची. सगळ्या सिस्टम्स पैकी तसं पाहिलं तर डिफिकल्ट होतं. पण आपण डॉक्टर असताना हे फक्त थिओरिटिकली वाचलं, अनाटॉमी वाचली, सर्जरी करताना वाचतो वगैरे ठीक आहे. पण इम्पॉर्टन्स ऑफ मसल फॉर हेल्थ अँड लॉन्जिव्हिटी ह्याबद्दल आपलं डिस्कशन युजली होत नाही. दॅट इज वाय आय चोज दिस टॉपिक टुडे. सो as you all know, I'm by profession a surgeon. I practice proctology now, only proctology. So general surgery, MS and DNB केलं मी. Then I became a fellow of the Association of Colorectal Surgeons of India. So colorectal पैकी rectum सुद्धा नाही, only anal canal. So I specialize only in the disease of the anal canal. That is my focus. And by passion, I am a amateur. I like to call myself a hybrid athlete. So I'm an amateur athlete, of course. आपण professional नाही आहोत. And I'm a fitness evangelist in the sense that I like to spread the good word about fitness to others, because what I got out of this fit lifestyle, I want to share with as many people as possible. So I'm also the founder of the Satara Hill Half Marathon, for which I am more known, and the author of the book called Marathons, which is the world's first book on this subject in Marathi language, and also the translation that later on came out this year. 5 वर्षापूर्वी मॅरेथॉनचं आलं आणि आता A to Z of marathon आलं. So that is how people usually know me as a runner. As you can see here, 2012 साली वयाच्या 37 years of age होतो मी. 37व्या वर्षी मी रनिंग as an amateur athlete सुरू केलं, and then the Satara Hill Half Marathon happened as a part of that journey. And for the last almost 15 odd years, I've been known more for my running and the marathon culture that I helped with along with my team. Even Avinash Bhosle sir is a part of my team. आणि आम्ही सर्वांनी मिळून साताऱ्यामध्ये ही साताऱ्याची मॅरेथॉन सुरू केली, आणि त्यामुळे बऱ्यापैकी रनिंग बद्दल मला ओळखलं जातं. पण गेल्या एक जवळपास 3-4 वर्षात, as you know, because of COVID, we were locked down at home. And what happened during that period, especially for me and my wife, was that we thought we are not able to go out of our homes. रन करायला शक्य नव्हतं बाहेर जाणं. सो घरातल्या घरात आपण काय जमेल तसा व्यायाम करत होतो. And that is what brought me back to my original passion, as you can see on the screen here now. So I participated. By the way, I forgot to mention that this preparation has been made, this presentation, by my daughter, Savi, because I've been busy with some family emergencies and also practice and also. तिने बनवले, तो I think we forgot to, Savi, put your mama's photo here. So हे या वर्षी मी घेतलं, पण गेल्या वर्षी, last year, me and my wife, both of us participated in the ICN. ICN stands for I Compete Naturally. तर I Compete Natural नावाची नॅचरल बॉडी बिल्डिंग प्लॅटफॉर्म असतं, ज्याच्यामध्ये यावर्षी मी सेकंड टाइम पार्टिसिपेट केलं. लास्ट इयर आय पार्टिसिपेटेड अलॉंग विथ माय वाईफ. सो बोथ ऑफ अस पार्टिसिपेटेड ॲज अ फिट कपल, and we won the second prize. So at the age of 49, I was 49, my wife was 46.
आवाज येत नाहीये.
एक मिनिट, नेटवर्क.
We can hear you clearly.
We can hear
Dr.
you.
We
Sandeep.
can hear you, sir. We can hear you.
अच्छा,
We can hear
मग
you.
अविनाश sir,
Please
तुमच्याकडे-
continue.
Yes,
Voice
Yeah,
is
yeah.
clear, sir.
I can hear.
okay, okay. So
Sir, the problem is with your internet, maybe. So please check. Okay, please continue, sir.
So last year, when I competed at the age of 49, I managed to win second prize, that is silver medal in 1 or 2 age categories, and the others I got third prize, fourth prize, and all that. But I thought let's go back next year. So this year I went back again, and I won the gold medal in 2 categories. So in men's physique I got 50 plus gold medal, and men's fitness also I got the gold medal, and in men's bodybuilding and classic physique I got 2 silver medals. So a dream came true. जसं रनिंग करताना सुरू करताना वाटलं नव्हतं, पण बराच प्रवास झाला. कॉलेजला शाळेला असताना कधी बक्षिसं कसलीच मिळाली नव्हती. I managed to do quite well as an amateur runner, and now this second part of my journey, in my fitness journey, which started, let's say, around the 50 years of age, landmark Naveen Ek. So I thought so the reason I started doing it was because primarily when I was in college and all, I used to love doing bodybuilding a lot. So this was a return to my old passion असं म्हणू शकतो. But then त्याचे 2 भाग आहेत. म्हणजे ऍस्थेटिक फिटनेस, मी दिसायला फार सुंदर डोले शोले म्हणतो आपण, जसं म्हणजे आमिर खान बॉडी ट्रान्सफॉर्मेशन केली, सलमान खानची फिजिक फेमस होती, अशा पद्धतीनं बॉडीचं कौतुक होतं म्हणून मी करायचो कॉलेजला असताना. पण मधल्या काळात अर्थात सगळं बंद झालं होतं. अँड देन अगेन the running journey started in 2012 at the age of 37. That journey is quite well known to many of the people, many doctors especially, but there are a lot of runners in the community. I know that Dr. Ati Patwar for one, Dr. Avinash Bhosle sir himself. Avinash Bhosle sir too used to run, I think, even before I started running. So रनिंग तर होतच होतं, आणि त्या प्रवासाची पुस्तकं सुद्धा माझ्यातनं लिहिली झाली. रनिंग आता एक प्रकारे असं झालं की थोडासा कंटाळा आला असंही म्हणू शकतो. त्यामुळे सुद्धा असेल कदाचित. बट नाव आय एम इनटू ट्राइंग टू बॅलन्स बोथ ऑफ दीज थिंग्स. सो हायब्रिड ऍथलीट त्याला म्हणतो आपण, की रनिंग इज फॉर कार्डिओव्हॅस्क्युलर फिटनेस अँड मसल इज फॉर, in my case, even though it was for aesthetic purpose, there is a special significance of muscle. तर ते मसल काय आहे, त्याचं इम्पॉर्टन्स काय आहे in our lives, especially from a layman's point of view, because we are all doctors, we know some things, but बॅलन्स करून मी थोडासा पर्स्पेक्टिव्ह टाकणार आहे. आय एम नॉट गोइंग टू बी व्हेरी सायंटिफिक अबाउट दिस. खूप जास्त काही टेक्निकल बोलायचं नाही मला. But why does muscle matter? Why should it matter for all of us? Not just for bodybuilding, not just for the beauty aspect of it, but for what is the utility of muscle? So muscle versus fat काय आपल्याला माहिती आहे की muscle basically is the tissue which burns the most amount of calories. Fat is just a storage. है ना, extra calories आपण जे खातो ते store होतात in the form of fat. आणि आजच्या काळामध्ये that is the biggest issue, that fat and obesity has become rampant, and we are not focusing on. So we are talking about losing fat, we are talking about losing weight, but the focus is not on actually gaining muscle. So that is where importance of muscle comes in, because muscle is a vital important organ which reduces mortality risk. The more muscle mass you have, the more endurance you have, the more strength you have in your muscles. It helps you to live a long and healthy life. मुझे फक्त लाम जिंदगी लंबी होनी चाहिए नहीं होनी चाहिए, सिर्फ उसमें उसमें वो यूजफुल भी होनी चाहिए ना. आप सिर्फ जी के फायदा नहीं, आपका मोबिलिटी इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. दैट्स व्हाई muscles are important for basically daily living activities. So functional fitness and functional aesthetic fitness is what the goal should be. So as we know, muscle loss हा एक ऑनगोइंग प्रोसेस असतो, एस्पेशली आफ्टर द 30s and 40s. ॲज अर्ली एज द 30s वी स्टार्ट टू लूज मसल. म्हणजे असं म्हणतात की 1% मसल लॉस पर इयर आफ्टर 40s and 50s एस्पेशली. म्हणजे रफली 3 to 5% असं म्हणतात. फिगर्स व्हेरिएबल असतात, अकॅडमिक्स मध्ये आपल्याला जायचं नाहीये. बट यंग असताना आपलं टेस्टोस्टेरोन, आपलं ग्रोथ हॉर्मोन आपलं हाय असतं, आपली एनर्जी जास्त असते, मसल आपण लूज करत नाही. बट एस्पेशली फॉर अस वर नाव इन प्रॅक्टिसिंग एज ग्रुप 30s, 40s मध्ये, 50s मध्ये आपण जेव्हा येतो त्यावेळेस आपलं मसल आपण तेवढा त्याच्यावर फोकस करत नाही, स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग करत नाही. त्यामुळे वी टेंड टू लूज दी व्हॉल्यूम ऑफ मसल, द स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ मसल, अँड दॅट इज व्हॉट लीड्स टू वीकनेस. मग फंक्शनल फिटनेस आपला कमी होतो. आपलं चालणं, चढणं, पायऱ्याने जाणं, वजन उचलणं आजकाल खूप कमी झालंय. अँड ऑल ऑफ दिस इन्क्रीजेस द रिस्क ऑफ फॉल्स अँड फ्रॅक्चर्स अँड डिसेबिलिटी टुवर्ड्स द ओल्डर एज. अँड ऑल ऑफ दिस लीड्स टू इन्क्रीज मॉर्बिडिटी अँड इव्हेंच्युअली मॉर्टॅलिटी ऑल्सो. मसलचं एक महत्वाचं इम्पॉर्टंट फंक्शन आहे ग्लुकोज कंट्रोल. बिकॉज आपण जेव्हा खातो त्यावेळेस जी ब्लड शुगर आपली राईज होते, इन्सुलिन स्पाइक होतो, सो दॅट द ब्लड शुगर इज ब्रॉट डाऊन. बट where does that sugar go? Obviously, as we all know, the muscle is pushed into the glucose is pushed into the muscles. आणि जेवढा तुमचा मसल मास जास्त असेल तेवढा तुम्हाला ते इट वर्क्स लाईक अ स्पॉन्ज बेसिकली. सो तो स्पॉन्ज तुमचा जर चांगला ऍब्झॉर्ब करून घेत असेल तर तुमचं ब्लड शुगर कमी होईल. आणि ऍज वी नो, ब्लड शुगर हाय राहिला तर दॅट इन्क्रीजेस मोर अँड मोर. सो इन्सुलिन सिक्रेशन पुन्हा पुन्हा होत राहतं, अँड देन अल्टिमेटली इट लीड्स टू इन्सुलिन रेजिस्टन्स, आणि मग डायबिटीज टाईप 2 आपल्याला होतोय. So to prevent diabetes type 2, to reduce the blood sugar level, having a good muscle mass is very important. याच्या व्यतिरिक्त there is another thing which is called as metabolic flexibility. So I'll just go back to the previous slide. So apart from the blood sugar control, there's something called metabolic flexibility सुद्धा महत्वाची आहे. आपल्याला जर सवय असेल एक्सरसाइज करण्याची, स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंगची, एक्सरसाइजची सवय केली तर द मसल helps us to burn fat also very well, because muscles have mitochondria. Mitochondria's important function असतो to utilize the metabolites, utilize the energy. आणि त्यामुळे जेवढं आपले मायटोकॉन्ड्रिया जास्त असतील, जेवढे आपले मसल्स आपले स्ट्रॉंग असतील, जेवढे जास्त असतील, तेवढं आपली मेटाबॉलिक फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी, म्हणजे आपण फॅटला बर्न करण्यासाठी जे पॉवर हाऊस आहे आपलं मायटोकॉन्ड्रिया, हे जास्त संख्येने होतात. अँड दॅट हेल्प्स अस टू बर्न फॅट ऑल्सो. आणि स्विच करणं इज इम्पॉर्टंट बिटवीन दीज टू सोर्सेस ऑफ एनर्जी. जेव्हा आपण इंटेन्स एक्सरसाइज करतो तेव्हा ग्लुकोज बर्न होतं, बट ॲट अ लो इंटेन्सिटी पेस जेव्हा आपण करतो, हार्ट रेट जेव्हा आपला झोन 1, झोन 2 मध्ये असतो, त्यावेळेस टू बी एबल टू बर्न फॅट ऑल्सो मसल प्लेज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट रोल. सो नॉट ओनली टू कीप द ब्लड शुगर low, but also to burn more fat, we need more muscle. And of course, as we grow old, if we have a strong core, if we have a strong lower body, especially legs आपले स्ट्रॉंग असतील, तर आपण मोबिलिटी आपली मेंटेन राहते, आपला बॅलन्स असतो, सेन्स ऑफ बॅलन्स तो चांगला राहतो. सो हॅव्हिंग अ स्ट्रॉंग कोर अँड अ लोअर बॉडी हेल्प्स अस प्रिव्हेंट द रिस्क ऑफ फॉल. अँड ॲज वी नो, ओल्ड एज मध्ये स्लिप होऊन पडणं इज अ मेजर कॉज ऑफ मॉर्बिडिटी. आणि एकदा तुमचं, इवन इफ यू डोंट फॉल, तुम्हाला जर हालचाल करता नाही आली बिकॉज ऑफ वीकनेस, तर यू टेन टू मूव्ह लेस, अँड देन यू टेन टू पुट ऑन वेट, यू टेन टू गेट ऑल सॉर्ट्स ऑफ डिफरंट क्रॉनिक डिसीजेस. त्यामुळं हॅव्हिंग अ गुड मसल मास, functional mobility, used to always keeping on walking and moving around, lifting weights will help you lead a good life in the old age especially. And if you fall once, if you know, we know की एक बार पडलो आपण तर त्याच्या आता आणखी कॉम्प्लिकेशन्स वाढत जातात, अँड देन लवकर मृत्यू होण्याचं कारण ते ठरतं. सो ॲज बिझी प्रॅक्टिशनर्स वी ऑल शुड रिमेंबर दिस ऑलवेज. सो ग्रिप स्ट्रेंथ, हे ग्रिप स्ट्रेंथ इथे मेन्शन यासाठी केलंय की इट अदर दॅन दी इंडिकेटर्स लाईक ब्लड प्रेशर, आपण हे सगळं मोजतो, ब्लड शुगर मोजतो, आपले सगळे बायोकेमिकल पॅरामीटर्स मोजतो, ब्लड प्रेशर मोजतो, आपण ईसीजी काढतो वगैरे सगळे तपासणे. बट व्हॉट अबाउट बॉडी स्ट्रेंथ, व्हॉट अबाउट फिजिकल स्ट्रेंथ? अँड अ सिम्पल test that tells you about how strong you are is grip strength. So it correlates with your overall body strength. सो असं नाही की तुम्ही फक्त ग्रिप स्ट्रेंथ चांगली झाली आणि बाकीची बॉडी वीक राहिली, तसं नाही होत. तुम्ही जितकी स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग रेग्युलरली करता तितकंच तुमचं ग्रिप स्ट्रेंथ चांगला असतो. सो दॅट इज अ गुड इंडिकेटर दॅट यू आर लेस लायकली टू सफर फ्रॉम कार्डिओव्हास्क्युलर इव्हेंट्स अँड मॉर्टॅलिटी. BDNF, आता ब्रेन डिराइव्ड न्यूरोट्रॉपिक फॅक्टर वगैरे आपण सगळं अकॅडमिकली वाचतोच नेहमी. आय विल नॉट गेट इन टू द डिटेल्स बिकॉज आय एम ऑल्सो नॉट दॅट वेल वर्स्ड विथ दॅट. मला माहिती आहे की आपल्याला एक्सरसाइज केल्यावर जे छान वाटतं, म्हणजे एक्सरसाइजचे दोन प्रकार आहेत, रनिंग आणि एरोबिक फिटनेस म्हणतो, रनिंग, वॉकिंग अँड योगा एक्सेट्रा. अँड द अदर इज द स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग. दोन्ही मधनं इक्वल बेनिफिट मिळतो. मसल मधनं BDNF नावाचं जे काय आपल्या ब्रेनसाठी चांगलं असतं, आपल्या कॉग्निटिव्ह स्ट्रेंथसाठी, आपल्या मेमरीसाठी, आपल्या लर्निंग प्रोसेससाठी आणि स्पेशली ओल्डर एज मध्ये अल्झायमर्सला प्रिव्हेंट करण्यासाठी मसल ऍक्ट्स ॲज अन एंडोक्राइन ऑर्गन. सो इन दॅट सेन्स मसल इज अन एंडोक्राइन ऑर्गन बिकॉज इट हेल्प्स इन्क्रीज द सिक्रेशन ऑफ BDNF अँड ऑल्सो मायोकाइन्स नावाचं मसल मधनं जे रिलीज होणारं एक जे केमिकल आहे आपलं, इट्स लाईक अन हॉर्मोन. ते मायोकाइन जे असतात दॅट ऑल्सो हेल्प्स टू रिड्यूस इन्फ्लेमेशन. इट ऑल्सो हेल्प्स विथ कॉग्नेटिव्ह improvement and prevention of dementia, especially towards older age. So that is why I would like to stress here upon all of us here that muscle mass and strength is not only for bodybuilding or aesthetics or for looking beautiful and good. It should be considered at least as important as, if not more important. I like to say more important, but as important as cholesterol, body weight, and all these parameters. So आपण जंगलातून आलोय. बेसिक मुवमेंट्स आपल्या ज्या होत्या फॉर सर्वायवल इटसेल्फ, दीज वर द बेसिक मुवमेंट्स फॉर विच वी ऑल नीड मसल. मसल नसेल तर हे सगळं होऊ शकत नाही. सो दीज आर द 7 बेसिक मुवमेंट्स जे आपण काळाच्या ओघात विसरत चाललोय. वी जस्ट वॉक ऍट द मोस्ट, लिफ्टमध्ये चढतो, आपल्या कामाच्या ठिकाणी जातो, तिथं तुम्ही अॅनेस्थेटिक्स असा जास्त करून तर तुमच्या कामाचं स्वरूप लिमिटेड आहे ना. आपण एका स्टूलवर जाऊन बसतो आणि जर जे असेल तर कदाचित वी व्हेंटिलेट द पेशंट, स्पायनल असेल तर तरी माझ्याकडे तर मी एक सवय केली आहे की माझ्या अॅनेस्थेटिक्सला माहिती माझ्याकडे GA मध्ये काही होत नाही, स्पायनलला होतो. सो माय अॅनेस्थेटिक्स, आय ऑलवेज टॉक अबाउट दीज थिंग्स. अँड नाव व्हॉट हॅपन्स इज दॅट ही टेन्स टू वॉक अराउंड. म्हणजे मी त्याला सांगितलं की तू चालत राहा, नुसता बसून राहू नको आल्यानंतर. सो दॅट मुवमेंट इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. आता स्क्वॅट, what are the different types of movements? So squat is one movement which is very very important for health overall, आपल्या लोअर बॉडीच्या आणि कोरच्या स्ट्रेंथसाठी. lunges, pushing, pulling, bending, twisting, and gait. Gait means walking. So while maintaining your balance, you are moving ahead. So ह्या 7 बेसिक मुवमेंट ज्या आहेत ह्या आपल्याला टिल द एंड ऑफ अवर लाईफ करता आल्या पाहिजेत, ऍटलीस्ट मोस्ट ऑफ देम. दॅट इज वेन वी शुड बी एबल टू लीड अ गुड हेल्दी लाईफ. ते सगळं करण्यासाठी काय एक्सरसाइज करायला पाहिजे ते इथे जस्ट मी लिस्ट केले आहेत. बिकॉज यू डोंट हॅव टू गो टू अ जिम टू डू ऑल दिस. ऑफकोर्स दॅट हेल्प्स बिकॉज इट हेल्प्स टू गेट यू मोटिवेटेड. घरातनं बाहेर पडायचं. आता माझं रुटीन बघाल तुम्ही तर कसं असतं की मी सकाळी घरातून बाहेर पडतो, आय ऑलवेज वॉक टू द जिम. तर माझं 2.5 किलोमीटर अंतरावर माझ्या घरापासून आहे. सो आय मॅनेज टू वॉक और जॉग टू द जिम अँड वॉक और जॉग बॅक फ्रॉम द जिम. सो माझे 5 किलोमीटर अप्रॉक्सिमेटली साधारणपणे 6,500, 7,000, 8,000 स्टेप्स माझे आपोआप तसेच होतात. आणि ॲज यू नो 10,000 स्टेप्स एक आर्बिट्ररी फिगर आहे, बट इट इज ऍक्च्युअली अ गुड फिगर. मी 10,000 स्टेप्स तुम्ही दिवसभरात जर चाललात, पर्पजफुल वॉकिंग केलं तर इट हेल्प्स यू अचीव अ गुड बॅलन्स ऑफ हेल्थ अँड फिटनेस. मी 10,000 स्टेप्स पूर्ण करतो कारण ह्या 7,500 प्लस विदिन द जिम ऑल्सो between sets. So whenever I do the exercise in the gym, in between sets, I make it a point to keep walking. And all of us should remember, जिथे जमेल तिथं बसण्याऐवजी उभं राहायचं, उभं राहण्याऐवजी चालायचं, चालण्याऐवजी पळायचं. पळणं डिफिकल्ट जातं, त्यांनी वॉक करावं. वॉकिंग इज ऑल्सो व्हेरी व्हेरी गुड. दो इट टेक्स अ लॉट लिटल मोर टाइम, बट वॉकिंग इज एक्सलेंट. मी गेले काही दिवस वॉकिंगवरच फोकस आहे माझं, बॉडी बिल्डिंग करताना स्पेशली. So at home, if you don't have a gym, you can do plank holds, you can do jumping jacks, high knees, body weight squats. म्हणजे फक्त बैठका, सिंपल बैठका. स्टँडिंग लंजेस, उभ्या पोझिशन मध्ये लंजेस घेऊ शकता, जागेवर स्पॉट रनिंग करू शकता. यू कॅन डू पुलअप्स और पुशअप्स. आता तुम्ही म्हणाल की 40s, 50s, 60s मध्ये पुलअप्स पुशअप्स नाही होणार, अजिबात नाही. माझं आता 50+ आहे. मी आता 10 पुलअप्स एका वेळेस सहज मारतो, त्याचे 4-5 सेट मारतो. स्टार्ट विथ 1 पुलअप, स्टार्ट विथ 1 पुशअप, Start with what you can do and progress gradually. Important is progressive increase in your training. आणि एक मला फोकस करायचं होतं एका गोष्टीवर, ते आहे की आपण बॉडी मास इंडेक्स बद्दल खूप डिस्कस करतो, विच इज बॉडी मास इंडेक्स. वी नो व्हॉट दॅट इज. आपण फॉर्म्युला वापरतो, बीएमआय कोणाचं किती आहे, 18 ते 25 वगैरे वगैरे. बट मोर इम्पॉर्टंट दॅन बॉडी मास इंडेक्स इज बीएमआर, दॅट इज बेसल मेटाबॉलिक रेट. याच्यामध्ये तुम्ही कॅलरीज ऍट रेस्ट किती बर्न करता हे असतं, आणि मग त्याच्या प्रमाणात तुमच्या ऍक्टिव्हिटी प्रमाणे तुम्ही किती कॅलरीज बर्न करता हे डिटरमाइन करतं हाऊ मच सरप्लस ऑर डेफिसिट ऑफ कॅलरीज यू हॅव. कारण हा सगळा खेळ आहे. आपण बीएमआय वर जास्त ऑब्सेस राहतो, पण समटाइम्स बीएमआय कॅन बी मिसलिडिंग. आय वॉन्ट यू ऑल टू रिमेंबर दॅट if you want to measure the amount of if you want to reduce the amount of fat in your body and increase the proportion of muscle, which is the most important thing of all this discussion, you have to know what is basic metabolic rate and try to study it. मी दाखवतो तुम्हाला how to do that. So as we know, muscle आणि fat मध्ये काय होतं, see, these are two people who would be weighing almost the same, but they look drastically different, है ना. You don't have to have six packs जसं उजव्या साईडला दाखवलं तसं, पण मसल जास्त आणि फॅट कमी असल्यानं यू लुक लीन, यू लुक मोर टोन्ड. अँड ॲज वी नो, मसल इज मेटाबॉलिकली ऍक्टिव्ह ऑर्गन, वेरॅज फॅट हे फक्त स्टोर्ड एनर्जी आहे. इट इज ऑफ नो यूज अँड इट लीड्स टू सो मेनी इन्फ्लेमेटरी थिंग्स अँड ऑल ऑफ द chronic diseases that we know of in today's day and age are linked to excessive fat. So see what the difference is between how a pound of, आपण आता जे नॉनव्हेज खाणारे त्यांना माहिती आहे की फॅट कसं फ्लॅबी आणि मोठं दिसतं, आणि 1 किलो मटन खूप छोटं दिसतं, असं वाटतं अरे किती कमी आहे. 1 किलो चिकन किंवा मटन जर असेल तर ते दुसऱ्याला छोटं, बिकॉज इट इज कॉम्पॅक्ट अँड दॅट इज वाय इट डझंट लुक बिग. फॅट हे फ्लॅबी असतं अँड दॅट्स वाय इट लुक्स बिगर. म्हणजे 1 किलो स्टील जड का 1 किलो कापूस जड म्हणतो ना आपण, तसा प्रकार आहे. स्टील तुम्हाला थोडं दिसेल, कापूस 1 किलो होण्यासाठी खूप मोठा लागतो. सो लेफ्ट साईडला दाखवलंय ते 125 पाऊंडची फिमेल, वेगवेगळ्या फिमेल्स आहेत, पण त्या सेम वेट असून त्यांच्यात फरक काय आहे ते बघा. आणि उजव्या साईडला 145च्या 2 आहेत. सो इफ यू focus on muscle, you will automatically burn more fat, you will look leaner, you will be stronger, not only look leaner. आपल्याकडे स्किनी फॅट ही कन्सेप्ट बघा बऱ्यापैकी. इंडियन्स आर सपोज टू बी, क्वाइट अ लॉट ऑफ इंडियन्स आर स्किनी फॅट. म्हणजे अगदी रनिंग करणारे रेग्युलर सुद्धा खूप सारे असतात ज्यांचं पोटच कमी होत नाही बघा. सो दॅट्स अ लॉंग टॉपिक वाय दॅट हॅपन्स, बट इन शॉर्ट इट इज बिकॉज वी टेंड टू इग्नोर स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग. आता आपल्याकडे आरती मॅडम आहेत, आरती जवळ. त्या बघा, त्या किती म्हणजे रनिंग भरपूर करतात अँड शी इज ऑल्सो व्हेरी स्ट्रॉंग. त्या स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग खूप करतात अँड दॅट इज वाय शी लुक्स ऑल्सो व्हेरी प्रोपोर्शनेट. म्हणजे त्यांचे मसल सुद्धा खूप चांगले आहेत. फिमेलसाठी स्पेशली आय वुड लाईक टू एम्फसाइज दॅट मसल ट्रेनिंग, स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग अँड प्रोग्रेसिव्ह रेजिस्टन्स ट्रेनिंग इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. तो स्किनी फॅट मध्ये काय होतं की तुमचं वजन फार नसेल, तुम्ही बाहेरून कपडे घातल्यानंतर, सूट बूट घातल्यानंतर थिन दिसाल, बट यू स्टील हॅव अ पॉन्च, अ पॉट बेली अँड युअर बॉडी फॅट इज मच मोर. So just to give you an idea how body fat percentage looks, and this is what you should focus on. म्हणजे आता मी कॉम्पिटिशन ज्यावेळेस केलं, बॉडी बिल्डिंग केलं, त्यावेळेस माय एम वॉज टू गेट इन दी कॉम्पिटेटिव्ह कॅटेगरी. त्यामुळे 5 to 9% पर्यंत मी 6%ला होतो, स्टेजवर होतो त्यावेळेस. सो इट्स नॉट फिजिओलॉजिकली फिजिबल टू मेंटेन दॅट फॉर अ लॉंग टाइम, अँड यू शुड नॉट ऑल्सो. नॉर्मल लाईफमध्ये ऍथलेटिक पर्सन मध्ये 15 to 19% बॉडी फॅट इज वॉट इज कन्सिडर्ड ऍथलेटिक, which is good enough. 20 to 24 is also acceptable, but beyond that you start to go towards the fat side. And more than fat or more than muscle, it is the amount of useful muscle, the strength, the functional mobility that you also have. म्हणजे फक्त फॅट आहे म्हणून तुम्ही वाईट आशेतला भाग नाही, आणि तुम्ही खूप थिन आहात म्हणून तुम्ही चांगले आहात असंही नाही, इज व्हॉट आय मीन टू से. सो हाऊ डू यू कॅल्क्युलेट बीएमआर वगैरे आपल्याला जायची गरज नाही त्यामध्ये. देर आर ऑनलाईन फॉर्म्युलाज वेर यू कॅन पुट इन युअर एज, हाईट, जेंडर, वेट, अँड इट विल कॅल्क्युलेट युअर बेसल मेटाबॉलिक रेट. आणि त्याच्या पलीकडे तुम्ही ऍक्टिव्हिटी लेवल तुमची कशी असेल त्याप्रमाणे लेवल 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 त्यात तुम्ही टाकायचं, अँड देन इट विल कॅल्क्युलेट दी अमाऊंट ऑफ कॅलरीज दॅट यू शुड आयडियली कन्झ्युम इन अ डे. आणि हे सगळं मेजर करण्यासाठी व्हॉट आय यूज, ज्याला कोणाला फॅट लॉस जर्नी आणि मसल गेन जर्नी सुरू करायची, त्यासाठी काही बेसिक्स असतात, ते आय जस्ट वॉन्ट टू पुट इट अक्रॉस शॉर्ट इन अ शॉर्ट वे. फूड वेइंग स्केल. म्हणजे सुरुवातीला मी ज्यावेळेस ते करायला लागलो, मी आणि सुचित्रा जवळजवळ 3 वर्षापूर्वी, 22 साली, त्यावेळेस आम्हाला असं वाटलं होतं की अरे हे खूपच होतंय वजन वगैरे करायचं, बट देन यू हॅव टू डू इट इन द बिगिनिंग. नंतर नंतर तुम्हाला समजत जातं काय आणि किती खाल्ल्यावर काय होतं. सो ऑब्व्हियसली डायट इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट अदर दॅन दी स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग. प्रोटीन इंटेक इज मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट. ते सगळं मोजून करणं सुरुवातीला, आणि मग तुम्हाला एकदा सवय झाली की तुम्हाला माहिती असतं की कशात काय आहे, आणि मग वजन करत बसायची गरज नाही. आणि बॉडी फॅट पर्सेंटेज स्वतःच किती आहे हे मेजर पहिले करा सुरू करताना. मी सगळ्यांना नेहमी सांगतो, अंदाजे होत नाही. यू कॅन लुक इन द मिरर अँड फाइंड आउट. तुम्हाला आरशात पण कळतं, कपडे कसे फिट होतात त्याच्यावरून सुद्धा अंदाज येतो. बट BIA मशीन तुम्ही घरी घ्या, आजकाल खूप स्वस्त झालेले आहेत. अगदी 4,000 पासून 40,000 पर्यंत दीज मशीन्स आर अवेलेबल. एव्हरी पर्सन शुड हॅव इट इन युअर होम. नॉट जस्ट अ वेइंग मशीन. नुसतं वजन केलं असं नाही, वजनामध्ये मसल आणि फॅटचं पर्सेंटेज आपल्याला कळलंच पाहिजे. आणि बॉडी फॅट कॅलिपर्स वगैरे सुद्धा करू शकता. माझ्याकडे हे सुद्धा आहे. इट इज मच मोर अॅक्युरेट, बट इट टेक्स सम टाइम. त्यामुळे हे मधलं जे मशीन आहे ते महत्वाचं आहे. आणि डाव्या साईडचं फूड वेइंग स्केल सगळ्यांनी आपल्या घरात ठेवलं पाहिजे. सो व्हॉट कॅन यू डू? म्हणजे हे सगळं आपण कसं करायचं, बेसिकली हे सगळं आपण बोललो पुराण जे काय, सगळ्याचं अतिशय सोपा सार आहे, फार काही नाहीये. महत्वाच्या 2 गोष्टी आहेत. आपल्या मसल 2 महत्वाचे आहेत. एक स्केलेटल मसल, ज्याबद्दल इतक्या वेळ मी बोललो. ऑब्व्हियसली आपलं स्केलेटल मसल अख्ख्या शरीरात जे मसल्स आहेत आणि जॉईंट्सला हलवण्यासाठी लागणारं मसल. बट द अदर इम्पॉर्टंट मसल इज ऑब्व्हियसली द हार्ट. सो द कार्डियक मसल, त्याचा व्यायाम म्हणजे कार्डिओ. मग त्यासाठी वॉकिंग करा, जॉगिंग करा, सायकलिंग करा, स्विमिंग करा, किंवा तुमच्याकडे इलेक्ट्रिकल ट्रेनर असेल करा, दोरी उड्या मारा, जे तुम्हाला आवडतं त्या फॉर्मचा कार्डिओ, ज्यामध्ये तुमचा हार्ट रेट नॉर्मलच्या वर जाईल. आयडियल फॅट बर्निंग झोन मध्ये तुम्ही जायचं असेल तर तुम्ही झोन 1, झोन 2 मध्ये करू शकता. झोन 3, झोन 4 जितकं इंटेन्स जाल तितकं ग्लुकोज जास्त बर्न होतं. सो बेस्ट फॉर फॅट बर्निंग अँड फॉर रिकव्हरी इज झोन 1 अँड झोन 2. हे कमीत कमी 30 ते 40 मिनिटं, म्हणजे चालणं असेल, ब्रिस्क वॉकिंग अल्टरनेटिंग विथ स्लो वॉकिंग किंवा स्लो जॉगिंग इज द बेस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ एक्सरसाइज कार्डिओसाठी. आणि अदर दॅन दॅट फॉर स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग तुम्ही कमीत कमी 2 दिवस आणि आयडियली 3 ते 4 दिवस यू शुड डू सम फॉर्म ऑफ स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग फॉर द मसल. मग त्यामध्ये स्क्वाट्स, पुशअप्स, लंजेस सारखे बॉडी वेट एक्सरसाइजेस, होल बॉडी इन्व्हॉल्व होतील. कारण आपण 40s, 50s मध्ये, 60s मध्ये जसे जातोय, आपल्याला छोटे छोटे बायसेप्स आणि ट्रायसेप्स एक एक मसलचं व्यायाम करणं सोपं नाही आणि करायला पण नाही पाहिजे. वी शुड फोकस ऑन होल बॉडी एक्सरसाइज लाईक स्क्वाट्स, पुशअप्स, लंजेस, प्लँक्स, डेडलिफ्ट्स, आणि जिम मध्ये जात असाल तर बेंच प्रेस वगैरे. फोकस ऑन फूड, एस्पेशली प्रोटीन. मसलच्या दृष्टीने प्रोटीन इज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट. आपल्याला 0.8 ग्रॅम पर केजी बॉडी वेट आपण सांगायची पद्धत आहे, किंवा मेंटेनन्ससाठी पण फॉर मसल गेन ऍटलीस्ट 1 to 1.5 अँड आयडियली 1.5 to 2 ग्रॅम्स ऑफ प्रोटीन पर केजी बॉडी वेट. साध्या भाषेत म्हटलं तर मुठभर आपल्या मुठीच्या आकाराचं प्रोटीन जे आहे, ज्यामध्ये प्रोटीन आहे असं पदार्थ, म्हणजे चिकन असेल, अंडी असतील किंवा पनीर असेल, अशी किमान 2 मुठभर प्रोटीन प्रत्येक मील सोबत गेलं पाहिजे दिवसातून 3 वेळा. म्हणजे 6 मुठी, म्हणजे एका मुठभर जे असतं आपलं त्याचा आकार साधारणपणे त्यात 50-60 ग्राम प्रोटीन असतं. अशी 2 मुठी म्हणजे 100. म्हणजे हे ऍक्च्युअली प्रोटीन म्हणजे प्युअर प्रोटीन नाही, टॉकिंग अबाउट अ सोर्स ऑफ प्रोटीन. म्हणजे ज्यामध्ये तुम्ही एका मुठी 100-120 ग्राम चिकन म्हटलं तर त्यामध्ये 20 आणि 20-40 ग्राम ऍक्च्युअल प्रोटीन असतं. असं करून तुम्ही ज्यावेळेला 3-4 वेळा घ्याल तेव्हा ती कुठेतरी 100-125 ग्राम्स पर्यंत ऍक्च्युअल प्रोटीन तुम्हाला मिळतं. आणि ऑफकोर्स आपल्या सगळ्यांना आता आपण सारखं म्हणत असतो पण करत नाही ना, चहा घ्या, कॉफी घ्या, गोड घ्या, हे सगळं टाळलं पाहिजे. भरपूर पाणी प्या. झोप सगळ्यात महत्वाची आहे. 8 तास. आता मला ह्या नवीन बॉडी बिल्डिंगची सवय लागल्यापासून मी किमान 8 तास झोपायचा पॉईंट केला. रनिंग करत असताना सुद्धा करत नव्हतो. मेनी ऑफ आवर रनर्स ते स्लीप लेट, 10-11 वाजता झोपतात आणि सकाळी 4 वाजता उठून पळायला जातात. त्यांची झोप पूर्ण होत नाही. पण हे माझा हा जो प्रवास आहे यामध्ये आता मगाशी आपलं 7 वाजता आहे तर मी मगाशी जेवलो. मी 6 वाजता जेवलो. म्हणजे तसंही रोजच मी ऑलमोस्ट 5:30-6 ला जेवतो आजकाल. तर हे सगळं गरजेचं आहे. म्हणजे रात्रीचे 8 तास आता 6-7 ला झोपलो, मग रात्री 9-9:30 ला झोपून जातो मी. आणि सकाळी लवकर 4-5 वाजता उठतो त्यामुळे. सो दिस हेल्प्स यू टू इन्क्रीज युअर एनर्जी लेवल, युअर स्ट्रेंथ इन्क्रीजेस. आता कधी करायचा व्यायाम वगैरे तुमच्यावर आहे. मी सकाळी जातो आजकाल, पूर्वी मी संध्याकाळी जायचो. सो आय थिंक दॅट इज इनफ. थोडक्यात व्हॉट एव्हर आय वॉन्टेड टू स्पीक अबाउट स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग, आय हॅव स्पोकन. इम्पॉर्टन्स ऑफ मसल, and this is my slogan that I coined, fitness zindabad. So let us all say fitness zindabad and return to our topic.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I request both the chairperson to kindly share their comments.
Sure. Can I start?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So,
madam.
Dr. Sandeep, excellent talk. आणि
Thank you.
त्याच्या आधी डॉक्टर अविनाशला थँक्यू म्हणते, कारण फर्स्ट फॉर इन्व्हायटिंग मी ॲज अ चेअरपर्सन, आणि सेकंड म्हणजे फॉर टेकिंग इंट्रोड्युसिंग दिस टॉपिक. आणि आपल्याला कधीच मेडिकल स्कूलमध्ये शिकवलंच नव्हतं ना. नोवेअर इट वॉज बीन टॉट टू अस दॅट मसल
Yes.
इज अ मेटाबॉलिक ऑर्गन. वी ऑलवेज थॉट मसल इज फॉर मुवमेंट. That's a function of, but I realized muscle is a metabolic organ and it works like a glucose sink basically. Because
Yes.
when the muscle grows, your insulin sensitivity increases and your blood sugar stabilize होते. But so to understand this topic at the age of 50, am I too late? But somewhere I read that muscle can be recruited. Like you can still start strength training. Like you can train your muscle even if you go above 50. Is that right, Sandeep?
it is never too late. In fact, look at this. What do you say? आता मी गोल्ड घेतलं माझ्या एज कॅटेगरीमध्ये अँड आय थॉट दिस इज इनफ. आता संपला माझा विषय. बट नाव आय एम थिंकिंग की वाय नॉट गेट इन टू द ओपन कॅटेगरी अँड बीट द
हा.
यंगर गाईज. हा, काय नाही. आणि
Right.
आणि आणि होतंय पॉसिबल ते. अजून सुद्धा मी ज्यावेळेस एक्सरसाइज करतोय तेव्हा मी नोटीस करतोय की माय मसल्स आर स्टील ग्रोईंग. सी माय
हा.
शोल्डर आणि जे वीक पॉईंट्स त्याच्यावर मी काम करतोय. माझी लोअर बॉडी वीक होती तर आय एम नाव वर्किंग ऑन माय थाय मसल्स अँड माय काफ मसल्स अँड माय बॅक मसल्स. सो आणि इट
Right.
इज स्टील ग्रोईंग. So it is absolutely possible.
So it's not late. I can start, right?
You should. Everybody should start doing strength training.
No, I started the muscles, the strength training maybe 5 years back, but with the weights when the going to the gym. But when I saw your list, there's much more to do. Like
Mm,
what I thought was doing a strength training was not adequate.
yes.
And you showed us pictures of fat percentage, and then I thought I'm so lucky that it's a webinar, so you can't assess my fat percentage. But I promise you, Sandeep, I'll start my strength training and pull my husband along with me. And also one more point that you included 7 to 9 hours of sleep, which is very, very important, which is what I talk about this subject very much. And I realize that most of the doctors sleep on average 5.5 to 6 hours. So there are
Yes.
2 hour deficit every single day and losing all the benefits of sleep. And especially when considering the muscle, the growth hormone is released during the sleep. And also the people who got insomnia, there is an increased muscle breakdown. So thank you, Sandeep, once again.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes,
Aarti, madam.
yes, Arti.
Yes, sir. Good evening, all of
Good
you.
evening.
First of all, definitely, I would like to thank SAMS, Avinash Bhosle, sir, Sheetal, ma'am, and everyone for giving me this opportunity. Today's topic is very close to my heart, and as Sandeep sir has already covered lot and lot of things, fitness and exercise. You can really talk for hours on this topic, and sir's presentation was really very concise, very specific and point to point. Almost everything is covered. So here one request for everyone that we are busy, we are professionals, and we should accept that anesthetists are having sedentary lifestyle. Even if we are working, we don't have that much heavy workout. So what we should do for this? Sir has given long list of exercises, pull up, push up, squats, lunges, and all. So when to do if you are not having any specific time, or if you don't have time to go to gym. Here I come to the body weight exercises and ask you to start exercise snacking. As you snack for some munches, you snack in evening hours. Just do exercise snacking whenever you get time. This is what my formula is, and this is how I gain my exercise, my fitness, my strength. So exercise snacking, keep some small aim for yourself and promise yourself that today I'll do 25 squats. It's not needed की 25 स्क्वॅट्स मी सगळे एकत्रच करायला पाहिजेत. सकाळी 5, दुपारी 5, संध्याकाळी 5, झोपेच्या आधी 5, असं डिवाइड करून करा. पण स्वतःला एक टार्गेट द्या. स्वतःला टार्गेट द्या की मला यावर्षी पुलअप शिकायचं आहे. एकच करा पण व्यवस्थित करा. मला पुशअप शिकायचं आहे. स्टँडर्ड पुशअपच शिकणार आहे. एकच करेन पण प्रॉपर फॉर्म मध्ये करेन. जेव्हा आपण स्वतःसाठी काहीतरी टार्गेट ठेवतो, आपण काहीतरी एम ठेवतो, तेव्हा आपण त्याकरता तो पाऊल उचलतो आणि मग 1चे 10 होतात. जसं सरांनी सांगितलं की यावर्षी सरांनी 10 पुलअप शिकले आहेत. तर मीही सांगेन की यावर्षी मी 5 पुलअप शिकलेली आहे. And I wasn't able to do even a single pull-up when I started year 2025. So exercise snacking is a good concept for us. And again, with exercise snacking, you improve your stamina also. So we call it as a greasing a groove. कि थोड़ा 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 करो, इससे तुम थकते भी नहीं हो, मसल्स में सोरनेस भी नहीं आएगा, and you will get that strength, that confidence and that knowledge. So मेरे वीडियो में जो भी आपने देखा है, मेरे बाइसेप डोले शोले जो आए हुए हैं, ये सारे जिम में कम और ओटी के साइड रूम में ज्यादा बने हुए हैं. So there is still hope of building muscle mass. And as sir said about sarcopenia and dynapenia, these both are very equally important. It's not only about the muscle mass, it's about the muscle strength and your ability to do all the jumping agility exercises and balancing exercises. These exercises will help us in our old age. It will help us to prevent falls and all that vicious cycle of being bedridden and all. So definitely exercise, good muscle mass and nutrition. This plays very important role in our life. And not to forget Aparna ma'am's stress management. So these are our 4 pillars of health that we should always focus on. Thank you so much.
थँक्यू
Thank you,
व्हेरी मच
ma'am.
आरती. तू जसे म्हणले ते की एक्झरसाइज स्नॅक्स आपण वी कॅन डू वी कॅन डिवाइड आवर 30 minutes एक्झरसाइज इंटू 6 पार्ट, दॅट इज 5 minutes एव्हरी 5 minutes. म्हणजे सकाळी 5 मिनिटं तुम्ही जरी केला, नंतर 5 मिनिटं केला, असे 6 वेळा जरी तुम्ही हा एक्झरसाइज केला तरी इट्स कॉल्ड एक्झरसाइज स्नॅक्स. 5-5 मिनिटाचे केले तरी 30 मिनिटं होतात. त्यामुळं खूप छान आहे एक्झरसाइज स्नॅक. आपल्याला कधी पण ते 5 मिनिटं तर नक्कीच मिळतं. म्हणजे थिएटरमध्ये तर खूप वेळा मी व्यायाम करतो, ज्यावेळेस स्टँड बाय असेल किंवा काही आता व्हेंटिलेटर आहेत, त्यामुळे तसं फारसं हे करत नाही. बसल्या बसल्या खुर्चीवर बसल्या बसल्या सुद्धा व्यायाम आहे. विल टेक दिस इन नेक्स्ट वेबिनार, exercises for anesthesiologists and fitness for anesthesiologists.
Even we can
Thank you very
use
much. We'll take.
Even we
Yes,
can use
yes, you want
resistance
to?
band and we can do chair exercises in
Yeah,
OT
yes.
room also.
There's so many. The
Endless.
summary of this is everyone should do strength exercise other than their regular exercise.
एक
Okay,
point
thank you. Thank you very much.
एकच point
Yes.
बोलतो.
हा बोला सर.
So on the topic of snacks, because you mentioned snacks, so like you said, exercise snacking is the best part. म्हणजे एक्सरसाइज स्नॅकिंग आणि वॉकिंगचं पण स्नॅकिंग. सो जेव्हा चान्स मिळेल तेव्हा उभं राहायचं आणि चालायचं. म्हणजे ह्या मीटिंगच मला असं
Yes.
हे माझ्या हातात मोबाईल नाहीये, पण आता वेळेस मी चालतच हे मीटिंग केली असती. मला हे टॅबलेट करावं लागतंय. सो वॉकिंगचं पण स्नॅकिंग खूप गरजेचं. दिवसभरात जेव्हा चान्स मिळेल तेव्हा चालत राहायचं. तुम्ही अॅनेस्थेटिस्ट लोक खास करून तुमच्या ओटीमध्ये तुमच्या सर्जनच्या परमिशनने तिथे एअर जरा घाला. त्याला डिस्टर्ब होत नसेल तर त्याच्या बॅक साईडला घाला. नाही तर आणि स्नॅकिंगच्या बाबतीत माझं एक सजेशन आहे, विच आय हॅव फाउंड व्हेरी युजफुल, बिकॉज आय हॅव अ व्हेरी स्वीट टूथ. हे बघा, हे मॅक्स प्रोटीनचा बार आहे. सो दिस इज अ प्रोटीन बार. ऑल ऑफ अस शुड हॅव दिस इन युअर आर्मामेंटेरियम. गोडची इच्छा झाली जेवणानंतर, ज्यांना सवय असते ना, ते दुसरं काही गोड खाऊन कॅलरीज खूप जास्त जातात. दिस इज अ ब्युटिफुल प्रोडक्ट विच आय लाईक. आय वॉन्ट टू रेकमेंड टू एव्हरीवन. हे स्नॅकिंग.
हो, एक मिनिट.
ओके, थँक्यू. थँक्यू व्हेरी मच. म्हणजे मी पण काय करतो की माझ्या गाडीत कायम शूजची एक पेअर असते आणि एक एक्स्ट्रा पॅन्ट शर्ट असतो आणि पाण्याची बॉटल. हे ऑलवेज आपण जवळ ठेवलं तर आपल्याला हे छोटे स्नॅक्स घ्यायला खूप बरं पडेल. विल गो टू नेक्स्ट लेक्चर. आय रिक्वेस्ट शीतल टू कंटिन्यू. ओव्हर टू शीतल.
हॅलो.
हा, येस, नेक्स्ट.
होय. Now I request Dr. Shilpa Tivaskar ma'am to introduce our next faculty, Dr. Nita Deshpande madam from Belgaum.
Yeah, it's a great pleasure to introduce madam. We all are now motivated to do exercise, but what after that? No, you feel tired after exercise, then you, as Arti madam said, we need to snack something. We feel no, we are hungry, we are tired. So are we having the proper diet? Can diet really make us fresh? Let's hear from Dr. Nita Deshpande madam. Madam is MD, FRCP Edinburgh, PG Endocrine from London, ASBP Obesity Certificate from USA. Madam is at present diabetologist and pediatric physician at Belgaum Diabetes Center and Centra Care Institute of Diabetes, Obesity and Metabolic Health, CIDOM. Madam is medical director of Centra Care Super Speciality Hospital and MRC. Madam is professor and head of Department of Medicine, MM Dental College, Belgaum, associate professor of medicine, USM KLE International Medical Program. Major achievements, Madam is past chairman of Karnataka RSS DI, that is the Diabetic Association, principal investigator for several global clinical trials. Madam has several presentations on obesity and diabetes in national and international meetings. Madam is an RSSDI fellowship in 2016. Madam is a coordinator and coordination on consensus group and RSSDI clinical practice recommendations for type 2 diabetes and obesity in 2022. Madam was a coordinator for RSSDI task force on obesity. Madam is executive member and International Metabolic Physician Association IMPA. Madam is a member of RSSDI National Executive Committee 2024. Madam has lot of orations to her credit. Orations such as KRSSDI oration in 2016, Vandana Bambavale oration National AIA ARO 2019, that is Obesity India, and RSSDI SAM GP Moses oration 2012. Madam has lot of publications in peer-reviewed journals and textbooks. We welcome you, Madam. It's a great honor to have you today.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Dr.
Yeah, thank you so
Thank you,
much,
Dr. Shilpa. Over to Madam.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Shilpa, for the kind introduction. At the outset, I would like to thank SAMS for inviting me for this very unusual and unique kind of webinar. And I think it's a great step towards fitness for doctors, as was said right in the beginning, that doctors have lesser longevity, early mortality. So towards that, this is a very, very good step. That is what I would say. And I chose to speak on metabolic fitness basically. So, muscle is a large part of that metabolic fitness, no doubt about it. But I'm going to talk about metabolic fitness as a whole because ultimately, if we are metabolically fit, we have longevity and we have a better quality of life. So, let me start by sharing my screen. Yes. So, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Right. So I'm going to be talking a little more about metabolic fitness, what it entails, what's the definition of metabolic fitness, and then some nutrition goals that we can adopt in an easy fashion. Because all of us are not maybe as motivated as our chairpersons and Dr. Kate to go all the way to that level, though they have given us very easy tips also. But holistically, if we want metabolic fitness, which is what is most important for us, what are the things that we can do that I'm going to be talking about? So, initially, let me just give a small little introduction about myself. Initially, I was doing only diabetes, but then I realized that obesity is a huge part, and I entered the obesity space 22 years ago when no Manjaro, no Ozempic, nothing was available, but we were doing only lifestyle. Now, of course, we have everything. So, at our center, we have everything from lifestyle modification all the way to bariatric surgery is what we offer at the Centra Care Institute. We also do online weight loss programs, and we have patients from everywhere across the country and even abroad, where we help them to gain health even online. So the question comes, are you truly healthy? Just because you don't have diabetes or you don't have cardiovascular disease, can you call yourself healthy? If you are normal weight, can you call yourself healthy? That is the biggest question each of us needs to ask ourselves. So we need to look deeper into our systems to first define what is metabolic fitness. How can we call ourselves metabolically healthy? Just beyond the scale, not just the weight. Normal BMI, I am healthy. No. असं कधीही होत नाही की माझं वजन नॉर्मल आहे म्हणून मी नॉर्मल आहे असं आपण बोलू शकत नाही. So that's a definition काय आहे? What is the definition of metabolic fitness is what we are going to do a deep dive into. So this is a new paradigm, and I think a very welcome one, where we talk about metabolic fitness. So basically, metabolic fitness is the body's ability to maintain optimal energy regulation, insulin sensitivity. I'm not talking about diabetes here, but insulin sensitivity as a metabolic fitness marker,
and metabolic flexibility. So Dr. Kate did mention a little about metabolic flexibility, and I'm going to talk about that. And while doing all of this, there should be no bad pathological compensation. Then and only then can you call yourself metabolically fit. So it's not one single number. It's not like a blood sugar. Above 126 is diabetes. So metabolic fitness is not a number, but it's a measure of how resilient your body is, how efficient your body is, and it answers the question. If you are metabolically fit, the question that it answers is, how well does your body manage energy under real world conditions? Because we don't live in a bubble. There are stresses, strains, mental and physical. In the face of these mental and physical challenges, how fit is your body is a measure of your metabolic fitness. So, what metabolic fitness looks like in real life and what it should look like is, a metabolically fit person should be able to eat, move, fast, sleep poorly once in a while, or age as we are all aging, and still maintain stable blood sugar, stable lipids, blood pressure, and body composition. If you're able to do all of this while facing the stresses and strains of daily life, then we can call this person metabolically fit. This kind of resilience is the true marker of health. That means you are healthy. So once in a while, you don't get food all day. You should still be stable metabolically. It's like that. So it's basically you should be able to handle life stresses, dietary, physical, or hormonal, and bounce back efficiently without any disease. Then you are metabolically fit. So if you had to have a dashboard, okay, we have dashboards for everything now. We have dashboards for business, we have dashboards for everything. So how should your metabolic dashboard look like? One is insulin sensitivity. These are measures. Glucose regulation and flexibility, not in a diabetic, even generally. Adipose tissue should be healthy. That everybody has fat, but it should be healthy fat. I'll tell you what it is. Lipid metabolism, most importantly, mitochondria. We all learned that in our medical school that it is the powerhouse. Yes, it is a powerhouse, but it does a lot more than just being a powerhouse. It has to be efficient, it has to be flexible. So, mitochondrial efficiency, inflammation and hormonal balance, and lastly, body composition. So, you can call these as the 7 pillars of your metabolic fitness. And if all these are working well, we can call it metabolically fit. And I'm going to tell you later on, nutrition wise, what you can do to have all this as metabolically fit. Let's go to the first pillar, and that is the metabolic switch of your metabolism. So please remember, diabetes has nothing to do with it, but insulin sensitivity, especially in the muscle, liver, and fat. This sensitivity is the master switch of your metabolism. Now, in real life, what are the key indicators that you're insulin sensitive? One is normal fasting glucose, normal fasting insulin. And how do you measure that? You do a HOMA IR score. So simply measure your fasting glucose and fasting insulin level, put it into the HOMA IR formula, and it should be less than 2. So 2 is the cutoff point. So if it is less than 2, that means you are insulin sensitive, and there should be no exaggerated glucose spikes after meals. So please remember, as I said, that it is not the weight that counts. You can be lean, but you can still be insulin resistant. You can be overweight and you could be metabolically fit. So the weight has really, it has something to do with it, but it's not only weight that has everything to do with it. So this is the first pillar. Next pillar is something that was already talked about. I won't go into the details, and that is glucose regulation and flexibility. It simply means efficiently switching between the fuel sources. You should be able to switch between carbohydrate and fat very, very easily. The mitochondria has to be flexible over here. So based on your body's needs, you should be able to burn carbohydrate or burn fat. And the key markers of this are your HbA1c, which should be in the normal range, not just normal. It should be optimal, good postprandial glucose, and ability to tolerate carbs without dysglycemia. So there are many people who come and tell me ki आम्ही खूप साखर खाल्ली, म्हणून आम्हाला डायबिटीज झालं, किंवा आम्ही खूप कोल्ड्रिंक्स प्यालो म्हणून आम्हाला डायबिटीज डिटेक्ट झालं. सो इफ यू आर एबल टू टॉलरेट ऑल दॅट without dysglycemia, it means you're metabolically fit. It means your metabolic flexibility is very good. So every pillar, I'm giving you some of the markers. So you are all doctors, so you will know what your markers look like. All right. Third is the next pillar, that is the adipose tissue should be healthy. Simple. If you have subcutaneous fat more, inflammation is low. But if your fat is around the waist, it means it is around your organs. It means it is dysfunctional. So subcutaneous fat is not so bad, but visceral fat or central fat is very bad, and that is the hallmark of metabolic function. What can you do for this? You can look at your waist circumference. In men, it should be less than 90 centimeters. In women, it should be less than 80 centimeters. The other thing that you can do nowadays, what we measure as metabolic fitness is waist to height ratio. So waist divided by height, it is a ratio. So for men and women, it is same. It should be less than 5. If it is more than 5, if your waist to height ratio is more than 5, it means that your adipose tissue is not functional. It is dysfunctional. So that is a measure that you can do. The next is your lipid metabolism. It has to be healthy. It is another marker of metabolic fitness, and a favorable profile includes low triglycerides, less than 150, high HDL, low triglyceride to HDL ratio. It is a powerful marker, and LDL should be less than 130 in diabetes and in non-diabetic, and less than 100 in diabetes individuals. So this is a favorable lipid profile. Otherwise, you're going to have high cardiovascular risk. So this is another pillar. The next pillar is the mitochondrial efficiency. This is the most important pillar of metabolic fitness, and it is reflected in your daily life. You will come to know if your mitochondria are not efficient, if you do not have good exercise tolerance, if your recovery post exertion is not rapid, if you have low levels of energy, daily fatigue is there. So all this, so mitochondria form the critical link between your metabolism, the aging process, and your long-term disease risk. Pillar number 6, these are things you can measure for yourself, that is inflammation and hormonal balance. So metabolic fitness implies that your systemic inflammation will be low. You can simply do a HS-CRP level and you will come to know cortisol response, thyroid, and sex hormone signaling. These tell you that inflammation is low and your hormonal balance is good or not, telling you about your metabolic fitness. The last pillar is body composition. So the previous speaker already told you how you can measure your body composition. Well, the best way is DEXA. Everyone doesn't have access to DEXA. You can do it with a BIA, that is bioelectric impedance. And these machines are available everywhere. The machines that are handheld are not very accurate, but the machines which are high end are more accurate. So body composition means that it tells you how much of body fat percentage you have and how much of muscle you have. So body fat percentage should not exceed 25% in men and 30% in women. This is general. It changes according to age. So a metabolically fit composition has a higher lean muscle mass, lower visceral fat, and better strength to weight ratio. So basically, all these are the markers of metabolic fitness. So metabolic fitness, why do we focus on that? Because it prevents diabetes, cardiovascular disease risk. Most importantly, it is important for cognition. That means your mental fitness and longevity, but longevity with a good quality of life. So metabolic fitness predicts health outcomes better than BMI, because BMI is dependent only on weight. It does not tell you anything about the fat percentage. So just to summarize these key features which I talked about, that is, how do you measure your metabolic fitness? Fasting glucose, insulin, HbA1c, I already told you. HOMA-IR, I already told you. Lipids, I already told you. Body fat, DEXA scan, or a body composition machine. You can do a waist circumference and then do your height and do a waist height ratio. I told you 5 is the cutoff point. For inflammation, you can do HSCRP, you can also do homocysteine. And for function, you can do grip strength. Grip strength can be done by a machine called hand dynamometer. It is available in many places. We use it routinely. We recently presented a paper at the National RSSDI on grip strength. And all of this together tells you what your metabolic fitness looks like. What's the solution if you're metabolically not fit, or whether if you want to actually prevent being unfit, what are the solutions? Food. I'm talking mainly about nutrition here. We have already talked about the exercise part. So where food is concerned, I want to discuss only 2 points, and this is something which you can all do from tomorrow in your homes, in your hospitals, in your clinics. One, I want to discuss about quantity and quality in only one slide. Single slide, I'm going to tell you about quantity, quality. And second is timing. So these are two things that I'm going to talk to you about, and that is going to be the mantra for metabolic fitness if you follow it religiously. So when we're talking about quantity and quality, all you need to remember is this slide. If you see this slide, and let me walk you through this slide. This is the eating plate. Nowadays, we don't talk about that pyramid. When we were medical students, we had a pyramid of eat, in excess, eat less, don't eat, like that. Today, we don't talk about a pyramid. It is outdated. We talk about a healthy eating plate. So if this was your plate, it also means quantity. That means no second helpings. Fill your plate once, and so that takes care of the quantity. Your plate should be medium sized, small. So if you divide it into two parts, one half of it should be mostly vegetables, very less fruits. If you're diabetic and if you have renal disease, fruit should be even lower. So one half of the plate should be vegetables. The other half you divide again into two portions. One part should be healthy protein, and only 1/4 of the entire plate is grains. That means your uppit, pohe, idli, dosa, chapati, bhakri, bhat. All of that is just 1/4. What do? We do ulta. We have this whole thing as chapati, bhakri, bhat, and we have bhaji only this much, and this orange portion is almost non-existent on a daily basis. So this is something, if you follow this healthy eating plate on a daily basis, this is the path towards metabolic fitness, nutrition wise at least. So vegetables, and potatoes are not vegetables. So please get that out. Potatoes comes under this brown part. It actually goes to the grain part. So vegetables, all kinds of vegetables, it may be in the form of soup, salad, prepared bhaji, raw bhaji, anything. But one half of the plate should be filled with vegetables. Healthy protein, every single meal should have all these components. You have to be able to manage it. So you'll have to think differently. So the healthy protein for non-vegetarians, it's easy: chicken, fish, eggs, etc. But for vegetarians, it can come from tofu, it can come from paneer, it can come from mushrooms, it can come from milk products like curds, etc. And whole grains, that is all your other cereals that I talked about, should be only 1/4. So this is what it is. Healthy oils, water of course is important. Now milk will come partly under this and partly under whole grains, because it has all the three ingredients. So this is the healthy eating plate. Second important thing is sequence of eating. Protein first, veggies next, and last will be this. So this sequence of eating, make sure that your sugars don't spike. There is evidence for this. So please remember all of this. So what it means is that quantity, the plate should be small. Serve yourself only once. Every meal should have all these components as far as possible. And this should be the distribution. If you do this distribution, you are going to get carbohydrates only to the tune of 40 to 50%. Proteins will be to the tune of around 20%, 25%, which you want. So this is the healthy eating plate. Now, next point is, when do you eat? Now, so what I'm going to show to you now is a whole new science. It's called chrononutrition. Now you'll wonder, what is this new thing I'm talking to you about? Well, because human beings started to eat more, started to eat all wrong kind of things, started to eat at different times of the day when you're not supposed to eat, a whole new branch of science emerged, and that is called chronomedicine. That is circadian rhythm based eating. So that is chrononutrition. That means it is not just, if you read the last line on the slide, it is not just what you eat, but when you eat. That means aligning food intake with our internal biological rhythms is a powerful strategy to improve metabolic outcomes. So if you want metabolic fitness, you have to respect your biological clock. That means chrononutrition. So where timing is very important. When do you eat? How many meals are consumed? And what is the consistency on a day-to-day basis? I'm just going to show you this very, very important slide. Bear with me. Look on the right side. You have two clocks in your body. The upper clock is your master clock. It's in the brain. And what is it dependent on? Light. Is it day or is it night? As simple as that. Day and night. So this is in your brain. The second clock, which is secondary to that, is your food. So food clock. So liver, pancreas, and adipose tissue, they talk to you about the food clock. Now what happens is, if there is, don't bother reading everything, if there is a mismatch between the master clock and the food clock, that is where the trouble starts. So you read this last line, a conflict between these signals. Like if you start eating late at night, when it is dark, your brain is preparing to sleep because your master clock is saying that it is night, but you are getting up in the middle of the night, you're watching Netflix and you are eating. So you are not synchronizing your eating with your master clock. And that is a primary cause for metabolic disruption. So what we learned in school, what our grandparents used to tell us, early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise, right? So this is because our master clock is telling us to do that. So you have to set it right if it is not right. What are the metabolic costs of misaligned eating? If you don't eat as per your biological clock, you will gain weight like shift workers do. And later meal timings, if you eat very late at night, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, increased adiposity. There are a variety of reasons for that. Type 2 diabetes can happen because impaired glucose tolerance will happen because you are not respecting your body clock, and cardiovascular health can be bad. So abnormal feeding times can lead to the separation of environmental oscillators from the central pacemaker in your brain, which is dependent on light. So how can you realign that? One way to do that is defining time restricted eating. Eat only up to a certain point, say 8 o'clock in the night or 9 o'clock in the night, and then you don't touch anything. So it focuses on when to eat. You can go as far as doing an intermittent fasting. But even if you don't want to go to that 16-8, you can do at least a 12-12 or a 12-10, whatever. So if you do that, that means if you take food in an earlier window, even without restricting your calories, it controls your weight, you get better sugars, better lipids, and your mitochondria become more efficient. So the core principle is time restricted eating helps synchronize peripheral clocks with the master clock. I showed you the two clocks. So if you do time restricted eating, your food clock will start aligning with your master clock in the brain, and it gives a good feeding and fasting cycle. So this is the complete picture. That means a single pillar in dysfunction can impact the entire system. So you have sleep. So you take care of sleep if you talk to the circadian rhythm. Body composition, I already told you, inflammation and hormonal balance, gut microbes, and cardiovascular health. So all of these contribute towards metabolic fitness. Now, what is this slide? This is one of my favorite slides. One is lifespan. Only God knows how long we have to live, but what is important is health span. So if your lifespan and health span are equal, that means you are fitter. So the green line says that you are at an elevated level of a good life, good quality of life. So it's not just the number of years that you live, it is how you live without diabetes, without cardiovascular risk, good fertility, good cognition, and longevity. So it is number of years along with a better quality of life. So this is my last slide. Metabolic fitness is the body's ability to maintain optimal energy regulation, insulin sensitivity, and metabolic flexibility. That is carbohydrate when you need, fat when you need. But while doing all this, there should be no pathology without pathological compensation. So thank you all for a very patient hearing. I hope it was not too technical, but I thought I needed to give a more, kind of a holistic view of what metabolic fitness is. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request both the chairperson to share their experience and to comment.
Aarti, you go first.
Okay, ma'am.
Anyone?
Yes, ma'am. Nita ma'am, presentation was really absolutely amazing. Just a minute.
Thank you.
I wasn't expecting this presentation, and it was really impressive. You covered everything. Being a medico, being a doctor, we came around all about the metabolic things of diet. Ki why we need all these 7 pillars of diet. Till now, we just common language as we all talk about just exercise, nutrition, stress,
Yeah.
and sleep. But when we try to understand the parameters and the changes that is occurring in our body, the metabolism of your carbohydrates, your fat, your amino acid, then it makes you think
Yeah.
ki whatever I am putting in mouth, is it really beneficial for me? Is it worth eating? So whenever next time someone of us will eat some sugary product or some oily product, they will first think ki what it is going to do with my body once
Yeah.
it is away from my taste buds. So everything that circulates is just about our taste buds. So excellent presentation about the biomarkers, the resilience of your resilience of the body, and everything. And the way you presented the plate, that is absolutely wonderful. I just love this kind of eating. This is my habit of eating. And as you said, कि just घर का खाना is not important.
Yeah.
Homemade food doesn't cover everything. What you eat, the order you eat, the amount of protein you take,
Yeah.
the vegetables, how much you eat in every meal.
Meal.
There should be a fiber in each of
Absolutely.
your
That
meal.
is correct.
Yeah. So that is absolutely the plate is beautiful. It should be placed in everyone's kitchen and dining, and they should focus ki is my plate is right, am I
Right or
eating
not.
in a right way?
Yeah.
So everything is amazing. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for beautiful presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nita. Wonderful presentation. Me, in fact, I've taken a photograph so I can go through it and revise it again, and I can do that test and check. And as a stress management teacher and art of living faculty, I would like to add here is that chronic stress is the fastest way to erode your metabolic fitness.
Absolutely.
And my sister, my real sister, at the age of 54, she retired recently, 5 months back. And we went to a doctor because she was having some issues. And doctor said she's metabolically unfit. And that's the first time I understood and started reading about it. And I'm glad this topic has been discussed today in very much detail. And metabolic fitness include nutrition and what Sandeep mentioned about a muscle, but also it's very important the sleep and the stress management. And we as a doctors, especially the all anesthetists, it is a high stress, like a stressful specialty. And we do long cases, we work on weekend and night shift. That means our cortisol is above baseline throughout the day.
Absolutely.
It's a fact. It's a throughout the day. And that means we are into hormonal imbalance. There is a chronic inflammation, weight gain, and insulin resistance.
Yeah.
So I think as a take-home message from me, I would say that along with these two factors, we also should take care and give time to do some spiritual practices like pranayama and meditation, which are scientifically proven. I just did a course from Nimhans, Bangalore, about integrative medicine. I realized what, as Nita said, that grandmom's food, these are our grandmom's techniques of pranayama and meditation we should inculcate. And also we tend to take a lot on our plate, like we want to be a anesthetist and a teacher and administrator. I think somewhere another take-home message is to reduce your work. Not that I'm retired, I'm talking, but I've realized
The
that
art is the art of saying no.
so you have to like if you're doing extra work, it should not come out of your sleep schedule. The
Yeah.
sleep has to be 8 hours. You have to give 20 minutes for your meditation, and then automatically everything will fall in place. So thank you once again, Dr. Sheetal, Dr. Avinash, and team for thinking about this topic. And 130 participants have learned something new today. So thank you.
I'll,
Thank
Yes,
you, ma'am.
thank
I
you.
would like to add one thing.
Yes,
After today's talk, I request everyone to really check your body composition. Check what you are eating. As Sandeep sir said, yeah, ma'am said, have a weighing scale at your home
Yeah.
and just make it confirm. Really, are you eating enough kind of proteins? Are you getting enough carbs from your diet? And start modifying your kitchen. The ultra processed food, packaged food is the biggest issue nowadays. And now even Modi ji has started the sugar board and oil board in schools and canteens and cafeteria. I think it should be in our kitchen also, so that we'll be more focused on our kitchen and our preparations.
Thank
yes,
you, ma'am.
thank you very much. It was an excellent presentation. I want to add something, some most important thing in this is water. Water is second to oxygen. First is oxygen, and second one important thing is water. So, what about the water? We have not talked about this so much on water. Water is essential. It is the main part of the body. Then it is required for digestion, everything.
That's
So,
true.
how
Yeah.
much water we should take?
Yeah. So the thing is
It
that
is also calories. This calories is zero calorie. So, how you?
yeah. So the thing is that water is very important for us. No doubt, should not be dehydrated, especially if we are exercising. We need to replenish it. But the idea of that 6 to 8 or 10 glasses of water per day, that we don't really subscribe to that now. There really isn't that much evidence for that. Our thirst is the best way to tell us. Our thirst centers are very good, so they are the best way to tell us whether we need water or not, how much we need. That is number one. Second, look at the color of your urine. If your urine color is clear, like absolutely clear like water, it means your water intake has been correct, because you are taking in water even through other means, because there are other liquids that we consume during the day, invisible. So compulsorily simply going for 3 liters of water per day and all of that is absolutely not required. Your thirst will guide you, your urine color will guide you. That is more than enough, medically speaking. Of course, if you are sweating a lot, if you're a marathoner and all that, then it's a different ball game. I'm talking about in general.
About thirst, they said that when it is thirst, you are already late. म्हणजे तुम्ही
So that's why I
तहान
said keep
लागण्याच्या आधी
looking
काही
at,
करत
yeah. So it's a combination of your
it
thirst
is late.
and also look at your urine color. It's a good guide. Unless you're taking some multivitamins which are going to color your urine and all that, that's a different issue. But if you're not on anything, your urine color and your thirst are good guides to tell you that how much water is required.
And what about the protein
Can I add something
supplement?
about the water, sir?
Yes,
So,
yes, please.
Yes, yes.
I will tell you what I do for the water part and how it helps me and how it will help all of us to achieve some benefits out of it. So, other than just drinking water, plain water, which is quite boring, frankly. So, beyond a point, it's not very easy to drink water, and especially for example, for marathoners, when they are running, if they just drink water and they're sweating, so they are losing water, which is isotonic. Basically, sweat is of a different concentration than just plain water. So we are drinking water and not having electrolytes with that, especially sodium chloride, है ना? Simple salt, namak. So
Yes.
दादीमाचा बटवा म्हणतो आपण, आजीचा बटवा, किंवा बेसिक सिम्पल थिंग वेन पीपल यूज टू कम होम इन द ओल्डन डेज, they used to give, मिठाचा काय साखरेचा खडा and water, है ना? So water
Water.
with a little bit of sugar and
गुळाचा
salt.
खरा.
Salt is the idea. म्हणजे काय? We are just making simple things complex, and complex we are again forgetting the simple things. So basically ORS, जो green WHO ORS है ना, doesn't have a lot of calories. So for 1 liter, you use that one small sachet of the green FDA. What is that company?
Abram.
electral, plain simple green electrolyte.
Green colorचं पाव.
What is that?
Electral.
Electral powder.
Electral powder.
So basically,
Electral
so it has got what 13.5 grams of glucose. So multiplied by 4 is just like 54 calories, 52 calories. So very little, 52 calories in 1 liter of water. That also you actually do it up to 1.5 is also okay, but that becomes tastier water. That is one. So in one whole day, if you drink one ORS ka sachet with 1 to 1.5 liters of water, that helps you drink more water. Secondly, because of my bodybuilding, I take creatine. So creatine is one of the safest and most effective supplements, which all of us should be taking, irrespective of whether you're taking veg or non-veg food, especially for the vegetarians. Creatine kami padta. So you take creatine comes in flavors nowadays. So one small scoop of 3 grams of creatine in 1 liter of water you add, it becomes a bit tasty, tangy, and you can drink it also easily, more than plain water. It helps you get some creatine into your body and 1 more liter of water. So 2 liter to aise hi chala jayega. Other than that, during food, before, after, whatever, when you're thirsty, and also always carry a bottle of water with you. It's always there on my OPD. So I always carry it with me like a body part to my operation theater also. So between surgeries, I drink water. And lastly and most importantly, jitna aap pani piyoge, you'll be less hungry. It's very basic, simple, common sense. So salad बहुत सारा खाने से, पानी पीने से, your stomach becomes full. Water has the least amount of calories, like 0. So all of these benefits are there. So water, sir, very good point you raised. It is one of the pillars of good health. And like Madam said, what a beautiful lecture. By the way, Deshpande ma'am, thank you so much. So metabolic flexibility, metabolic fitness, all of these concepts were absolutely clarified for me. I thought I knew a lot of things, but I didn't know quite a lot of those things. So thank you so much. It was a beautiful lecture, by the way. Sir, हे record करून आम्हाला ऐकायचं बरं नक्कीच परत एकदा.
Yes, this is recorded. Thank you very much. We will go to delegates question. First, there is a myth.
सौदामिनी मॅडमचा आहे. Menopausal gain, how to increase BMI?
increase BMI. Sorry?
BMR.
Madam says with menopausal there is
BMR.
weight
Gain.
and so how to, instead of increasing weight gain, should we increase our BMR, the basic metabolic rate?
Yeah. So is this question for Dr. Kate?
It is from
You can
you,
take it
ma'am.
also. Both of you can take it.
Yes, anybody, even moderators or chairperson can talk.
Yes.
Anyone can.
Yes.
Yeah. So at menopause, it is well known, all studies have shown that a minimum or an approximate median of 4 to 5 kg gain happens, number one. And secondly, that is almost all fat. And unfortunately, it is all mostly central fat. So that happens because of the drop in estrogen, and you are going to have metabolically bad fat gain at menopause. So pre-menopause, you have to start taking measures for this, and it has to be there from even before that. That one is strength training. So strength training is something that is going to mitigate the amount of weight that you are going to gain. So strength training, weight loss, proper protein intake, these three are the ones that are going to help you to increase your metabolic rate and reduce the weight gain or minimize the weight gain that happens in the pre-menopause and menopausal time.
So just to continue the point and to add to it, what ma'am said just now, exactly correct. The strength training part of it is the most important thing. See, again, it comes to the same topic. Muscle. What is the importance of muscle? So when you are at rest, what is the meaning of basal metabolic rate? The amount of calories that you are burning when you are at rest. Other than, so once you start moving, then you walk, then you run, you do your daily chores, all of that, you are burning extra calories over and above the basal metabolic rate. But what burns calories even at rest other than your basic systems? So the circulatory system, the respiratory system, the excretory system, our central nervous system, which also burns quite a lot of calories. These are things which will happen any which ways. Other than that, what important thing that burns the calories at rest, even when you're not working and even after working out, which is called as the post-exercise burn effect, is again the muscle. So if you carry more muscle on your body, it helps you to have a higher basal metabolic rate. So you will be burning more calories even at rest. The muscle uses up a lot of calories, not only when it exercises, but also when it is at rest, because it has energy requirements. So basal metabolic rate वाढवायसाठी most important thing is to do strength training, progressive resistance training, eat a lot of protein, and thereby build muscle mass. So just the muscle mass is equal to higher BMR is what ma'am was also saying. I'm just putting it in other words, right, ma'am?
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
so here I just wanted to ask little deviation from the topic, whether since it is because of the estrogen play, nowadays there is something like chia seeds, eating chia seeds. Do they really help? You have to soak the seeds and eat, or eating all types of seeds.
Yeah,
And
so
eating
these are
chia
all
seeds.
the micro things that are there in diets nowadays. So nuts,
Micronutrients.
micronutrients, so nuts and seeds. So you have omega-3 coming in, so the inflammation goes down. Then you have berberine. Then people talk about apple cider vinegar. All of these things are all extraneous. They can be as add-ons, but the basics that we talked about can't be forgotten. So that is why
Okay.
I touched upon those basics. These are all side things. If the inflammation is there, you go for chia
Okay.
seeds. Yeah.
Yeah. So both of you talked about the protein intake, but how do I know? Suppose that tomorrow I start eating protein biscuits or eating lot of non-veg.
Yes.
So how much
I
can
was
my kidney take?
Yes, yes. I was also going to that question also. कारण त्यात खूप गैरसमज आहेत की प्रोटीन घ्यायचं नाही. म्हणजे अजून सुद्धा खूप जणांना असं वाटतं की प्रोटीन सप्लिमेंट घेतो म्हणजे तो स्टेरॉइड घेतो किंवा सप्लिमेंट घेतो म्हणजे स्टेरॉइडच
प्रोटीन
घेतो.
शेक घ्यायचे का नाही घ्यायचे?
No,
आणि
it is,
कुठले प्रोटीन
let
घ्यायचे?
me explain that. Protein amount has to be part of a daily program. So how much protein you are eating in a day, how much is your requirement is important. If you are not doing heavy exercise, if you're not doing heavy weight training, around 0.8 to 1 gram per kg body weight is the total amount of protein in the day that you require. And you divide it, not have it in one go. If you are doing heavy weight training, you can go between 1 to 2 grams per kg body weight. Now, that protein can come in any form. It can come in the form of protein shakes. It can come in the form of mushroom. So everything has to be calculated, and then you have to divide it. It's as simple as that. You may take it in any form. Like Dr. Karte took max protein. So I may take something called whole truth foods, or somebody may take a chicken piece. You have to calculate. So basically, it is
Depending
calculated
upon
on
the
a
activity, the protein
yeah.
intake.
Yes. It depends.
इट्स क्वाईट राईट. म्हणजे माझा क्वेश्चन असा होता की प्रोटीन लागणारच आहे आणि प्रोटीन सप्लिमेंट आपण जितका व्यायाम करू त्याच्यापेक्षा आपल्याला जास्त प्रोटीन लागत असेल तर जास्त व्यायाम केला तर जास्त लागणार. हे सगळी बेसिक क्वेश्चन की जे एक्सटर्नल प्रोटीन सप्लिमेंट जे आहेत पावडर फॉर्म मध्ये ते आपण घ्यायला पाहिजेत का जर आपलं प्रोटीन कमी पडत असेल
तर मी बोलू काय सर?
रेग्युलर?
सो
हा, ते मला गैरसमज दूर करायचे, बाकी काही नाही.
माझ्यासारख्या हार्डकोर नॉन व्हेजिटेरियन माणसाला तो प्रश्न पडणार नाही. आय टेल यू माय ओन एक्झाम्पल. लास्ट इयर आय पार्टिसिपेटेड इन ICN with Suchitra. That is when we took one scoop of whey protein every day. Suchitra took. I took one scoop of protein in the morning and in the evening, in addition to having chicken, eggs, and fish, etc., 2 times a day almost. So almost 95% of my meals used to be non-vegetarian, and still I took extra 2 scoops of whey protein because I was under this impression की गरज आहे मला तरी सुद्धा, because we wanted to go up to 2 grams of protein per kg body weight. But this year, what I did was, as an experiment, I did not take any whey at all. So whey protein मी नाही घेतलं. Still, I managed to reach the same body composition, which is why what was there last year also. So I went from around 13, 14, 15% body fat again to 6% easily in the same time frame. तर मला हे समजलं की मला गरज नव्हती. Possibly 2 grams of protein is a bit too much. Up to 1.5 grams is sufficient, which will come from natural sources for a non-vegetarian like me. That also a voracious non-vegetarian. But vegetarian लोकांचा मोठा problem हा आहे की they do not get enough protein sources, especially our typical Indian food. And some people do believe की खूप जास्त प्रोटीनची गरज नाहीये किंवा आपल्याला नॅचरल फूड मधून मिळतं तेवढं चांगलं आहे. वे प्रोटीन हे प्रोसेस्ड आहे, सो इट इज बॅड बिकॉज इट इज प्रोसेस्ड. बट आय फर्मली बिलीव्ह की
Hello.
Hello,
I think
sir.
we lost connection. We lost connection with Kate. So
Next question.
So next question, Dr. Bhageshriचा आहे की Nita ma'am, where do dals and pulses come here? I think she wants to ask in the diet.
Yeah. So dals and pulses are part protein and part carbohydrate. So yes, so dals
Fine.
and lentils have only 8% more protein. Rest of it is carbs. So you can't. So it has to be a combination. You can't get all your proteins from dals and lentils because then your calories go up greatly. So that cannot be done. So it has to be a little bit of that, little bit of dahi, little bit of say other product, milk products, cheese, whatever. So all that together should make up the protein. Only dals and lentils cannot give all the protein.
Oh, even I wasn't aware of this. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I'll add to this. I am a vegetarian, and now you know what I am. So, being even vegetarian, you can fulfill your proteins. But yes, you can take whey protein because, as just ma'am told us, ki if you try to add more of lentils and dals in your diet, it will increase your calories also. And you are not getting a proper amount or all essential amino acids only through dal. So, you need to add your you need to add milk and milk products. Hello.
Have you joined through two devices in the same
Hmm.
room?
Just a minute.
Yeah, in the
Yes,
same room if
yes.
you're joined through two devices.
Just mute one. One
And
of
someone wanted to know, Neeta madam,
Yeah.
that what should be the sequence of eating? I think you said
I
protein
already
first.
put it in
Can you
the
just
yes.
repeat that again?
I put it in the chat also again.
Vijaya Patil madam wants to.
Yeah,
Ha.
I've been answering in the chat also. So it is protein first.
Vijay Patil. Ha.
Yeah, proteins first, veggies and fiber next, and cereal last.
Okay. So yeah, you have written protein,
पण
veggies, and
आपल्याकडे तर पहिल्यांदा डाळ भात आणि म्हणजे वरण भात पहिला खायला दिलं जातं आणि नंतर जेवण स्टार्ट होतं.
Okay, Dr. Shalini wants to know, is there any correlation between metabolic syndrome and liver dysfunction?
Yeah, I've answered that too. Yes, very much.
Yeah, very much
Yeah.
related. Okay. I have few questions, madam.
Yeah.
I wanted to know what you said about HSCRP. So, whether our body has inflammation or not, do you expect that above 50, everyone should do that test?
No, see, when we are doing an assessment of metabolic fitness or a person comes to us for obesity, we always do it. And if there is no other reason for inflammation in the body, no active infection, if the CRPs are high, that means the adipose tissue is really inflamed. And that tells us that the weight loss may be slow.
So, if I'm feeling tired, should I do that test?
It's not just tiredness. It may not have any symptoms at all. But the adipose tissue is not silent spectator. It is, yeah. So it is an endocrine organ by itself. Just as muscle is an endocrine organ, fat also is an endocrine organ, but in a bad way. So fat, just to put it in perspective, several cytokines are released by adipose tissue. Only one of them is healthy for us, and that is adiponectin. All the others are bad for us.
Okay.
And they are inflammatory.
And regarding the water discussion, like few years back, as everyone said, there was 3 liters, Pineka. But the moment I follow that, I have to pee more. Then, so that means it's more for me.
Yeah, so excess, see, there are people, patients who come and tell me, मी सकाळी उठल्या आधी 2 तांबे पाणी पितो. It's just going to go out the other way. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't have to do that.
Yeah,
it has to go
I'm
out.
tired to go to the washroom many times.
Exactly. So that's why
That
I said,
means I don't need that.
yeah, be very aware. The thirst can guide you and your urine color can guide you.
Okay.
Again, one question is there: how to increase our BMR?
That's what I said. Strength training is one of the most important things to increase your basal metabolic rate.
They want without any
That's
exercise.
not possible. See, I'll tell you one thing. Cardio, if at all anything is negotiable, it may be cardio exercise. But strength training is non-negotiable. Non-negotiable.
Can I speak,
People
ma'am?
say that you can increase your BMR by taking black coffee, black tea,
No,
or
that is very, very temporary. That is very, very temporary.
green tea.
Can I
Is
speak?
it? Yes.
Saudamini
Yes,
madam.
Saudamini.
येस गुड इव्हनिंग खूपच सुंदर लेक्चर आहे आणि माझा प्रश्न असा होता की आय एम रनिंग 60 नाव And I am doing regular weight training, regular gym, regular diet. I take protein also. Even though I'm vegetarian, मी वे प्रोटीन घेते. आणि गेले almost 15 years I am doing regular weight training. But still I have put on 5 to 6 kg weight. And I don't understand what to do with that.
Madam,
मॅम
this
मी
is
मॅम मी
biological.
सांगू
Yeah, sure.
तो तुमच्याकडे मॅडम तुमच्याकडे बॉडी कॉम्पोजिशन मेजर करण्यासाठी स्केल आहे का? डू यू नो हाऊ मच % ऑफ युअर बॉडी इज ऍक्च्युअली मसल अँड फॅट? हॅव यू एव्हर मेजर्ड इट?
I don't have now. But
गो अँड
I
गेट इट
can.
टुमॉरो. नाहीतर मी तुम्हाला लिंक पाठवतो किंवा मी परचेस करून गिफ्ट करतो. तुम्ही नंतर मला द्या.
No, sir, send me the link. मी मागवते कारण आय एम
See,
व्हेरी मच वरीड. वरीड
don't worry.
म्हणायच्या सवय
See,
नाहीये मला.
so do you notice a increase in the tightness of the fit of your clothes? तुम्हाला वाटतंय का की
Yes,
फॅटच
yes.
जास्त गेन झालंय? हा.
Yes.
See, unless you have been really working out very hard and taking a lot of protein and doing scientific progressive training, मसल गेन होणं थोडं अवघड असतं आपल्याला 50-60s मध्ये. नॉट इम्पॉसिबल बट डिफिकल्ट आहे. तर थोडं मसल गेन झाला असेल आणि फॅट पण नक्कीच गेन झाला असणार आहे.
मसल गेन आहे सर, पण ॲब्डॉमिनल फॅट आहे त्यामुळं.
हा, येस. सो दॅट मीन्स दॅट हा मग कॅलरी इम्बॅलन्स थोडा झाला असणार आहे तुमचा. यू नीड टू बर्न मोर कॅलरीज, वॉक अ लॉट मोर अँड मे बी रेस्ट्रिक्ट अ बिट ऑफ कॅलरीज विच इज युजली कार्ब्स आणि फॅट थोडं कमी करावं लागेल. प्रोटीन मेंटेन करा आणि बॉडी यू हॅव टू नो युअर बॉडी फॅट पर्सेंटेज. डोंट जस्ट
येस सर,
गेस.
आय हॅव
टेक
डिसाइडेड
बॉडी
दॅट
वेट.
आय विल ऑर्डर दॅट.
मी लोकांना असं पकडून मशीन घ्यायला लावतोय आजकाल, कारण दॅट इज द ओनली थिंग. वेन यू स्टँड ऑन अ स्केल, डोंट लुक ॲट जस्ट द किलोग्राम्स ऑफ वेट. लुक ॲट युअर total body fat, your subcutaneous fat, your visceral fat, entire body composition, that and muscle mass. Muscle तुमचं किती किलोग्राम आहे तुमच्या वजनापैकी, that is the most important thing.
येस
Then
सर.
you'll know काय गेन झालं काय नाही झालं, and then you don't worry. मसल गेन झाला
नाही
असेल
आणि सर आपलं कसं असतं, बीएमआर कमी होतो ना मेनोपॉझल याच्यामध्ये, त्यामुळं म्हणून मी म्हटलं बीएमआर आपण कसं वाढवू शकतो.
So that is always a battle ना. मसल जास्त आणि फॅट कमी ठेवणं इज द की. आणि it's a losing battle. You cannot win till the end, but you keep fighting.
Dr. Priya wants to know what should we do if HSCRP is high?
Hi.
If HSCRP is high, it means there's a lot of inflammation in the body. So certain anti-inflammatory foods are there that we don't have enough evidence for it, but yes, we do have. You have to take omega-3 fatty acids and all of that. And some people say go off gluten. But the most important thing is to lose weight. When you lose weight, the inflammation comes down.
Are protein bars effective?
Yes, they are. Because as especially for vegetarians and for people on the go, for anesthetists who are for hours together in the OT and have no access to food, instead of getting in the vada pav and the samosas which the whole team brings, if you fish out your protein bar, you're good to go.
पण मॅडम असं म्हणतात की वडापाव खाल्लं नाही तर काय जगण्यात अर्थ आहे.
तुम्हाला माहिती असतील म्हणजे टॉकिंग अबाउट लॉन्जेव्हिटी अँड वडापाव. सो डॉक्टर GS Kulkarni in Miraj. You know, he is orthopedic surgeon. So he gives lectures on longevity. So he has done a total research and he has said vada pav is a food that is unfit for human consumption. These are his words.
आपण लोक तर म्हणतात बडी बडी बाते वडापाव खाते.
सो तुम्ही म्हणजे विचार करा त्याचा.
बरं, आपण आता इट्स ऑलमोस्ट 8.
एखादा क्वेश्चन शेवटचा, ब्लॅक कॉफी वर्सेस टी विदाउट शुगर.
I have written it.
अच्छा, you have written it.
It's black coffee.
Yeah. So I request all two speakers and our chairperson give one tagline or one line for this fitness mantra. Fitness mantra in one line. Everyone, please give one line mantra. First, start from Dr. Kate.
Let me think of something, Abhi. Otherwise, my tagline is fitness Zindabad. You should be fit till the end of your days. But तुम्ही आता म्हटला ना वडापाव खाया नाही तो जिया नाही, है ना. तर तसं तर मग काय पिया तो जिया नाही, वडापाव खाया नाही तो जिया नाही, असं खूप काय असतं. पण मी असं म्हणेन की मसल कमाया नाही तो जिया नाही, मसल बनाव.
बापरे.
Yes,
Yeah.
Madam Deshpande ma'am.
Yeah, so I would say that metabolic fitness is the pathway to an enhanced health span, and it is to a certain extent also a spiritual journey. So that spirituality will help you understand that vada pav is not important.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Aarti.
एका लाईन मध्ये सांगणं तर खूप अवघड आहे, पण आय जस्ट समराइज की न्यू इयर रिझोल्युशन आहे. जस्ट प्रॉमिस युअर सेल्फ दॅट यू विल डू युअर बॉडी वेट अनालिसिस, चेक युअर फॅट लेवल. As Sandeep Kate sir said, everyone should buy kitchen scale and know what you are eating. Promise yourself to do either body weight exercises, resistance exercises, or whatever possible. So when you start doing these things, 100% you are going to see improvement in yourself, whether it is menopausal, premenopausal, or old age, whatever it is. The dietary changes and exercise incorporation in your life is definitely going to help you.
Yes,
Okay. I think we should
Madam.
remember 4S. 4S: strength training,
Hmm.
adequate sleep, stress management, and reduced sugar. If that summarizes.
Yes,
So
yes. So
Perfect.
fitness is not a destination; it's a journey. So
Journey.
प्रत्येकाने तो जर्नी केला पाहिजे. Okay, thank you very much. I ask Sheetal to give a vote of thanks.
So thank you very much. It's my honor to propose the customary vote of thanks on this webinar, that is fuel your body, then feed your soul and focus on your mind. So I express my gratitude toward both the faculty, Dr. Sandeep Kate sir and Dr. Nita Deshpande ma'am, for sharing their vast experiences and giving the small tips so that we should be fit enough to save a longer life, better life. Then thank you very much to Aparna Budkar madam and Aarti Jawar madam for sharing their vast experience. And again for all the speakers and chairperson for the best tagline which we can indulge in our routine life. And thank you very much to all past office bearers, my office bearers, all GC members, president, secretary of various city branches, and mainly the ISCNs for the great support in every webinar as today and always. Thank you very much. आणि संक्रांतीच्या तुम्हाला खूप खूप शुभेच्छा. अजून परत बोलेल, तिळगुळ घ्या आणि गोड गोड बोला, जरी ते न्यूट्रिशनमध्ये येत नसेल तरी.